Boys Club.
Is it called Boys Club because my apartment looks like a boy lives in it?
I wouldn't say a boy lives in it. I would say a boy is kidnapped somewhere in here.
Boys Club.
We're everything. We're true crime. We're World Star Hip Hop.
We're World Star Hip Hop. We're Netflix reviews.
Stories of the day.
Boys Club.
Listen.
Yeah, do it. We're on iTunes. We're on Spotify. I think. No, we're not. And on Google Play. Nobody gives a shit.
Boys Club.
Boys Club Podcast. Now with 90% more sound clips of black people.
Boys Club.
Touch me, and I'll sue.
Hey everyone, Chris Hansen here of Hansen vs. Predators, and Catch Your Predator. Why don't you have a seat right over there and listen to Kyle and Brandon, our podcast. According to my chat logs, Kyle and Brandon have interesting guests.
No, I hated it.
Yeah.
Everybody's sweaty, everybody's on drugs, so they're super sweaty but also touchy, and then they touch your face, then you leave there, and the next day you have pimples.
Fantastic conversation.
He's underground in a lab, floating in a tank of water because he almost died.
And most important, no predators.
Here at Intoxicated Reviews, we intellectually dissect the art of cinema, scene by scene. Here's some clips.
All he is, it's just a fucking big wooden doll full of cum, chasing kids around.
You look up guys who poop in a bag. Because I think that's where you'll find him. Because he is hurt.
It's probably just in your search history anyway, isn't it?
This movie fucking blows.
So don't forget to subscribe to Intoxicated Reviews on all places you find podcasts. Except Spotify. We're working on it.
Do not take product if you are hypersensitive.
Oh, hey, Internet, and welcome back to the Intoxicated Podcast. I'm your host, Sarah McClellan, and Intoxicated is a weekly comedy variety talk show where I sit down with friends, comedians, and various guests and shoot the shit about life while drinking. Right off the top of the show, I'm going to plug something very important. When this episode comes out, the Intoxicated live show will be 1 week away. 1 whole week. Time flies when you're busy as fuck. So again, that is Friday, February 28th at Sniggly Wiggly's, downtown Halifax. Doors will open at 8 p.m. and the show will start at 8:30. Tickets are $7 in advance and $10 at the door. There are group rates available if you do want to bring friends. It is cheaper for you to go. The next time you hear my voice in an intro, it will be the day of the live show. So if you've been on the fence about going, now's your time to make your decision. You can save some money, buy some advance tickets, bring some friends. There is going to be door prizes and some awesome comedy taking place and some really fun segments in between the comedy. So for comics, there is a slight change to the schedule. We no longer have Catherine Robertson doing a set, although she might be joining us sort of later in the show during a segment. But she's no longer able to do a set because she is hosting Yuck Yucks. But that said, we have gained 2 awesome comics. Opening up the show is going to be Matt Baker and Emma Mader, 2 of my faves here in Halifax. They are so great. Cannot wait for you guys to see them live. Past guests of the show as well. They do both have episodes on Intoxicated. And of course, our main acts are going to be Andrew Vaughn and Travis Lindsay. Great friends of mine, hosts of the Boys Club Comedy Podcast, and 2 of the best comedians in Halifax. So please get your tickets for the live show. I'm putting so much work into the show to make it an awesome party, and my hope is that whoever comes has a fucking blast. The comedians here in Halifax are getting excited for it too. It's also for them. It is a comedy appreciation night as well. So please come to the live show. Come to my party. It's celebrating 3 years of Intoxicated, and also it's kind of my unofficial birthday party as well. I turn 33 on March 5th. It's a weeknight, and I have to work a major work event the next day, so there's no chance in hell I'm going to be celebrating my birthday on my actual birthday. So I'm counting this as my birthday party as well. It's a really special event, so if you're a fan of the show, I hope to see you there. But you guys, I'm still putting out podcasts. Even in the craziness of event planning, I'm still putting out podcasts for y'all. This one was recorded a couple weekends ago, and honestly, guys, I don't think I've laughed this hard during an episode in a long time. This was so much fucking fun. So I'm really stoked to finally welcome the host of Mega Comedy Mondays, Mr. Martin Edwards is finally on the podcast, and he is joined by his brother, Vince Hoben. They are both comedians, and they are brothers, and I've been wanting to have them both on for quite a while now, so I kind of suggested the idea of a brother episode, and they loved it, so we hung out, and we drank whiskey, and this one is so fucking funny. I don't think there was even 2 minutes of comedy talk in this episode, which I actually love because it was just total ridiculousness. I can't even really sum up all the things we talked about because it went many places, but there's a lot of really funny stories in this, and you guys are going to love it. I mean, even just editing it, I was dying, cracking up, laughing. So I'm so excited for you to hear this one. I love these guys. They're so funny, and if you are in Halifax, please check out Mega Comedy Mondays. Every Monday at Gus's Pub. Show starts at 8 p.m. and it is pay what you can. All right. So housekeeping. Follow Intoxicated on social media, Facebook and Instagram, Intoxicated Podcast, and on Twitter at @in_toxicated. You can also follow myself on Instagram. That is at Sarah MACL. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube as well. Video versions of episodes are up on there, and that is youtube.com/intoxicated. If you enjoy the podcast, you can throw a rating or review my way on Apple Podcasts. That always helps out. You can also check out Patreon, patreon.com/intoxicated. And guys, I'm hoping to revamp the Patreon very soon. I have just been flat out lately with the live show. I plan on giving it a lot of love once this event is over, and maybe thinking about some different rewards to update the Patreon with. But that's something for you to check out. Definitely check out Patreon. And also, if you have any questions, feedback, or comments, you can email intoxicatedpodcast@gmail.com. All right, guys, I'm going to get to this awesome episode with Martin Edwards and Vince Hoben.
8 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, oh dude, like for weeks now I've been meaning to tell you about my new character, Petey Boy. And I put on one of those cab driver caps that Andrew Vaughn wears, and I started dancing around, just making Andrew Vaughn 3 o'clock in the morning, just drunk, just choke laughing and get purple in the face. And I'm like, why am I trying to kill my friend? I'm like, Petey Boy,
it's the best.
I wrote a Petey Boy movie and everything. I didn't actually write it down. I really got to write this shit down. Yeah. Who's his enemy in the movie? Nicholas McJonesy.
Well, wait, who's Roy? Who's Roy?
Oh, Vaughn is we're facetious enemies. We love each other, but we just love to rip on each other. We're kind of like the Noel and Liam of Shrubbery Shire. You know?
Oh, okay, right on.
Ooh, that helped a bit. I'm trying to make us less ghost-looky.
As I picture
ghost-looky? I'm just super pale. I can't figure out a way to make myself not look so pale on these cameras.
I was walking in the wind today, so I have a nice cheruby glow. I feel like I kind of look like Petey Boy, you know?
Oh yeah, we all have a little Petey Boy inside us.
Cheeks,
when exactly was Petey Boy born?
Petey Boy, I think I told Vaughn about Petey Boy when we were drinking in the summer of 2018. Yeah.
So pretty fresh.
Fresh. Absolutely.
Pretty fresh. That's interesting. I love the idea of alter egos.
Yeah.
Or because actually last night I had burlesque performers on, and I've had drag queens on too, and it's very interesting what goes behind choosing a person, choosing a name, choosing a personality, all of this.
And to get to have a certain exaggeration of yourself.
Yeah.
After a while, I realized I really am you could take the small town out of you can take the boy out of the small town, but you can't take the small town out of the boy.
No.
I always want to say hi to people. I always make eye contact with people more and more. People say that all the time, I hate making eye contact in conversation. I'm just fuck, I gotta look at that person's forehead forever now, because eye contact is just what I do. I'm not sure if it's a Marty thing or a City Minds thing or a Cape Breton thing or a maritime thing. I just fucking I look you in the eye. Why would I? I feel like it's disrespectful not to. Not that I'm trying to pierce your soul or anything.
Way.
Do you really?
Yeah. I just go and if I see somebody and I sit down, say if I walk into a place an open mic or whatever, and I'm the second person to get there, I sit across from the person and I just look them in the eye and start talking to them.
Well, I'm from Antigonish, so we're not far off from each other.
Yeah.
Us all here.
Yeah.
And Antigonish is pretty close to Cape Breton, I think.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah. I've only been there a couple times. I don't know.
Marty could probably back me up on this. I can remember being a kid And like feeling sorry for people from Antigonish because they were so close to Cape Breton but not actually from there. Did you feel that way, like driving to Halifax when we were kids and stuff?
I always just thought that they were so fortunate to have so many burger places. When you're driving to Halifax, you're just like, oh, it's not Antigonish, that's Roadburger City right there. Yeah.
The McDonald's next to the Acadian lines was like pretty much my favorite place in the world.
Oh yeah.
When I was like 11, you know what I mean? It was just guaranteed. Like,
I always wanted to propose there.
What? Whoa. Really?
By the Acadian Lines McDonald's. Oh man,
nice. Well, Valentine's is coming.
Yeah, and a little breeze in the air. Well, now it's maritime bus. All that romance is gone.
Oh my god, when that changed, and when that bus stop moved, so it moved from where it was to St. X. Eventually.
Bullshit, I know.
And it just felt so weird. Like you're just like going to the sub to get on the bus, like the Student Union building. To get on the bus.
Yeah, I hate everything about it. The way the interchange, like to get off the highway and into Antigonish has changed. I don't like it.
There's roundabouts now there.
Yeah, and it's awful. It feels weird to me.
I don't like change when it comes to my hometown, but I also don't like my hometown. So it's a weird thing.
When you could go to when you go to that McDonald's to get picked up for the bus, you could see a couple people like blasting some darts. That's like kind of like bus culture. You know, when you stop, there's got to be some lit darts around. Oh, can I tell you guys a fantastic bus story?
Yes, please.
I love the contrast of like when there's someone angry, but they don't look like a badass. There was a gentleman on the bus. I think this is just about 2 weeks ago, and he looked about like maybe 19, 20, right? And he didn't look like super like young a millennial. He wasn't like staring at his phone or anything. He was just kind of like just a little PD boy, just like on the bus, right?
Little PD boy.
It was route number 1, right? And it's supposed to go like towards the Khyber on Barrington.
Oh yes,
right.
Okay. Hang on. Of all the places to say, the Khyber.
Well, it still says Khyber forever, right?
It does?
Yeah, well, the Khyber went down because of people like you two. Well, I, the artiste of the group here, obviously.
What a ding that is.
Yeah, all right. Then.
Martin bringing in the burns right away. Oh,
yes,
my God.
Beautiful.
Holy shit.
All right, yeah, put yous down. The bus, you just went, towards Barley's on Barrington Street. And the gentleman asked, is this, bus on detour? And I fucking saw that it route on detour. Like I actually have an eye for detail. This guy's younger than me. He should be more spry and observant. And I should be the old man taking off my salt and pepper cap. Is this bus on detour? But the bus driver just very calmly just goes, oh, well, if you're going to, Scotia Square, we're just taking, Water Street. It'll be about a 55-second delay. And that's all it was. Right? But the guy, he didn't say okay and get dismayed. He just took one step away from the bus driver and went, fuck! And it's like, I don't know, maybe 9:15 in the morning. And everybody on the bus didn't suddenly look intimidated, like this guy's being aggressive. Like I said, he looks like a wuss.
Yeah.
He didn't look like a badass who goes fuck on the bus.
What was he dressed like? Tell me.
He just kind of had looked like a skinnier version of me, to tell you the truth.
Just a regular dude.
Just like a white, blue-eyed, brown-haired guy with a very bland winter jacket and jeans on, going to work early in the morning. And but then he started pacing on the bus because
go
down.
Whenever they do that, I'm like, someone's gonna take out a gun. Fuck.
He did 4 more. Fuck.
Oh my God.
See, if that was me on the bus, I would get off. Honestly, I have such bus anxiety because of that fucking beheading that happened.
Oh, the Winnipeg beheading?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's haunted me.
That's why I don't go to Winnipeg. I'm super comfortable on the bus. Will I ever take the bus to Winnipeg? Fuck no.
Break up the humdrum life of being on the bus every day. It's like I've taken the bus 700 times, 0 beheadings.
But the bus,
they said Halifax Transit was shit, but I didn't know it was this shit.
It freaks me out because you do see sketchy people. I mean, especially in a situation like that, if they're pacing and cursing and yelling, and they're a guy and they're mad. When a guy yells and he's mad, as a chick, I instantly get nervous.
Of course.
But if you saw this guy, honestly, if you didn't know me and you saw me go fuck on the street, would you be like, oh man, that guy looks like a tough badass. He's gonna start fucking swinging any second now. You just be like, oh, that guy probably fucking, I don't know, forgot his fidget spinner
just
at home or something,
he lost his phone.
Yeah.
That's the bus is such a fucking, oh my God, it's just. I have so many bus rants.
But when he got off the bus, I was thinking to myself like, oh, maybe he's in a hurry. Maybe he has to like transfer to another bus. But I couldn't get off the bus immediately because he took one step off the bus and immediately started lighting a dart. So I just have to wait halfway off the last step of the bus, just like. Seriously, the 55-second delay was that stressful. That just like dart immediately. Oh,
we should clarify.
Get through this?
Darts are cigarettes, right?
Yes.
Yeah. See,
Let's just clarify that.
I love the dart immediately guy. Like one of my favorite things is like seeing guys like at the mall who like the cigarette is in the mouth and they're 80 meters from the entrance just doing the boom, 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 waiting to get outside and it's just bouncing in their lips, you know?
Fuck's sakes.
I want to know who these like podcast viewers are that are going to be like, darts.
I know, that's true. When I corrected you, I was like, they'll probably know what you mean.
Yeah.
I know that like there's some people who listen like outside of like the Maritimes, but like
all our Illinois
I don't
listeners.
fucking know. You never know with these things. You just put it out and you just hope people listen.
Yeah.
And I think people are, but like even after 3 years, I'm like, who's really fucking listening to this fucking thing? You know what I mean? Like I still do it every week, and I'm like, it's fun, and I think part of why I do it is like it is a social activity, like.
When I like
this
host
is
the
fun.
open mic at Gus's and I see like I'm just like, oh, it's a room full of people I haven't seen before. Sweet. Like a fresh audience. I'm just like, that's not what I'm supposed to be hoping for. I want like people to come week after week and actually have a community and an audience.
Mm-hmm.
But every week I'm just like, oh, I want to like I got new jokes, but I'm just like, oh, I did them all the last 2 weeks, but they're still only a few weeks old. Like I don't want to have the third week just going like I'm doing the exact same fucking opening set again.
Yeah.
So if it's all brand new faces, I'm like, yeah, all right, like
absolutely.
Hopefully you're moving away soon too. Like,
Do you find that there's like a lot of regulars at Mega Comedy? Like there's a few
regulars,
Yeah.
and then like when I actually remember them and they're not there, then like I'm worried about them. It's like they were here 4 weeks in a row. Do they hate me now, or like did they get killed by a bus or something?
Oh no, that's so dark.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you guys have probably done comedy for someone who's like died.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I took it down. I took the energy way down.
Vincent, have you ever been doing a set and had a gentleman asleep?
No.
I did. There was a show that Rick McGray put on at Pharmacists on Gottingen.
Is that a pharmacy store?
Weed store. I'm not sure if it's still there, but there was a gentleman asleep and snoring.
I feel like Rick is like comedian most likely to fall asleep in a chair. Like if you picture it, can't you just picture it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kind of nodding off like.
I was just resting my eyes on my beard.
We should open this fucking episode. I got to introduce who I'm with right now. I'm so stoked because I've been wanting to get both of you on for quite some time, and eventually I just was like, let's just do a brothers episode.
Yay!
And kill two birds with one stone. I'm here with Martin Edwards, who is the host of Mega Comedy Mondays at Gus's Pub. There you go.
All right.
And Vince Hoben.
Hey there, guys.
And they're brothers.
We're brothers.
Sweet.
Can you tell?
Yes.
Do you find people can tell when that you're brothers? Like, is that something that... Because when I heard that you were, I was like, I get it, I see it. But I didn't figure it out right away.
Twice since I got here, people like... Because I only moved here 2 years ago. We moved back or whatever. And twice since I got here, 2 times, people have like mistaken me for Marty, and it only took it took like almost a minute for them to like realize. Oh, shit. It wasn't. One time I just, this is how crazy one was. I was just walking into a place and the person was sitting back here. So all they saw was like my strut, like coming into Jacob's Lounge. And from the back, they were like, Marty! Like that.
Wow.
And I had to like turn around, and then I was like, hey, how's it going? And like, anyway, and they just started talking to me as if I was Marty.
Do you share a strut style?
Apparently.
We do.
Like a walk?
Yeah.
What's the vibe of this? Is it like a confident strut?
Kind of
bouncy. Like,
Yes, I can see that.
Like good mood, like everything's good, life is good.
Yeah, you can't bring me down, fuckers.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? It's like, there's a jovial like nature to our walk.
I love that.
I mean, that just shows that it's all good on the inside.
Kind of like if it was a strut to the Mighty Quinn by Manfred Mann, it would be our strut.
It would be our strut.
It's hilarious. And you guys are what's the age difference?
When Dan Henrikin first saw us both at Barely's, he was just like, so who's older? And I was like, Vince is older. He's like, by how many minutes? I'm just like, but yeah, this is how I always remember it. I'm just like, when I was in primary, you were in grade 3.
Yeah.
Right?
So
Marty's
2 years?
3 years and 8 years younger than me.
I'm 3 years and 8 years.
3 years and 8 months. Did I say years? Did I
yeah,
say
you
3
did.
years and 8
I was
years?
like, wait, what?
Some metaphysical shit.
I was like, I don't think there's that much of an age gap. 3 years and 8 years.
3
so
years and
3
8
years.
months.
Okay, that's a good age difference because that's like you can be friends with that age gap, I think.
Yeah, we were definitely buddies.
Oh, were you? I was just gonna ask that. Were you close growing up?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally,
Closer than most brothers too. I remember going to other my buddy's house and his brother would just be putting his head in the fucking dryer door and stuff like that. I'm just like, what the fuck
we
is
didn't
going on?
was it like Kevin from the Wonder Years and his older brother calling him butthead and giving him noogies? Like we didn't do that.
Yeah.
Like,
You didn't pick on each other at all.
No, we just
interesting.
hung out in my room and listened to Nirvana and Pearl Jam on cassette tapes.
Well, that's the beauty of that age difference. It's just enough that you can be influenced by the same music and like all of that and
But there was some pranks that we had on each other back in the day.
Ooh,
I remember
tell
one
me.
time I got you a glass of milk and it was actually buttermilk.
Buttermilk.
Yeah.
And you did it on purpose?
And I think you actually did that to me. And then my payback was for you. Was that I just had a glass of milk and then I was just like, and then I just threw it on you.
Oh no!
And you were like, it got all over my fucking blanket. I'm trying to watch Next Generation, man.
Oh man, yeah.
You couldn't rewind TV back then, right? So I really fucked him over. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was a thing in between though, maybe where I threw water in your face.
Yeah.
So your comeback was he would never believe that I would actually throw milk in his face. So he just fucking.
Man, being stupid kids was so much fun.
Yeah.
I used to put salt in people's water.
Really?
Oh, that was one thing I used to do. So Anna Ganesh, so you guys know Anna Ganesh. There was a Pizza Delight on Main Street, and that's always where we would go for dinner or
I know that
just
Pizza
to
Delight.
eat dessert. We would just go for chocolate eruption, at Pizza Delight. And so anytime a friend got up to use the bathroom, I would always put salt in their water.
Yeah.
With the
So
shaker,
fucking-
or just
with the shaker. So
Okay.
fucking stupid, but so funny.
That is super
the
funny.
thing that I laugh at the most are just dumb, immature shit, and then I'm ashamed for wasting time thinking about it in my head. I'm just I could never turn this into a joke on stage. The only people who will find this funny are Andrew Vaughn and my brother.
Yeah.
Why do I spend so much time thinking of these stupid things
You'd be
just to say to them
shocked.
to
No, you'd be shocked. I think people like that stuff.
Oh, I think people would be shocked at how just immature it actually
Yeah,
is.
yeah. I'll be sitting at comedy and someone will make a very clever joke and I'll nod yeah, and then someone will go dicky dicky licky licky and I'll fucking laugh at it for 7 weeks.
That's why I love.
Remember that time you said dicky dicky licky licky?
That's why I love your dick sticks.
And they're looking at me what?
Oh yeah, talking dicks.
Honestly, that's one of my favorite jokes from yours.
Thank you.
Oh my god, it hits me in the giggle dick.
Speaking of juvenile things and genitalia, getting juvenile and getting genitalia.
Oh, I have a story about that too.
I was thinking we were talking about marketing when I arrived.
Yes.
And I want to tell you guys about a new hot product.
Yeah.
I had to it's also to spice things up in the bedroom.
Ooh, let's hear it.
For or to rekindle the magic in the bedroom, as they like to say, right?
Yeah.
So you know how there's lube, flavored lube, right?
Yeah.
What about titty sauce?
Titty sauce?
Yes. Oh man, gotta start selling titty sauce, right?
Oh my God.
But people got to just be oh, that's a sex product. So it's just you're objectifying women. You're just whoa, men have titties too. We did it's not in a pink or a blue bottle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We mix the colors up there. And wait, did you hear Andrew Vaughn talk about how he's looking for porn videos with girls sucking on man titties?
Yeah.
Because he's just that would make me feel pretty cool.
Yeah.
This is all just basically about me trying to have empathy and give empowerment to my friend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the genesis of titty sauce.
What does titty sauce do?
Well,
is it just flavored liquid?
titty sauce? Just so if you're just oh, I feel self-conscious with my shirt off, my titties are too big, my titties aren't big enough, just throw some titty sauce on there, spice things up, yeah. And a lot of girls on Instagram want to show their titties, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But you can't show the full titty on Instagram, right? throw some titty sauce on there. Loophole, baby. You know what I mean?
Oh my god.
Yes. And also for people who are like kind of shy, like, you know, guys just like, oh, I see the titty sauce. Oh, I also know where to sell the titty sauce. It's going to be so fucking retro, man. Like, you know when you used to go to like the video shop and there'd be like the porn section and they would have the door that's the beads, right? That's Shoppers Drug Mart, but you go in like the beads door, right? Because condoms are just like regular in the fucking aisle, right? But titty sauce is behind the beads.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Pioneer video.
And so many people now just meet each other on like, you know, like Tinder, and it's so impersonal. If you go in the titty sauce, like, you know, like room, just like, hey, what, mind if I ask what kind of titty sauce you're getting? And just like spark up a conversation, like, hey, can I throw you my number? Whatever. You know?
Oh my
Absolutely.
God.
Titty sauce. And if you're just like,
titty sauce sounds like a song that would come on like BET After Dark in like 2008.
Yes.
Like, here's like Nelly and Saint Lunatics with titty sauce.
Oh man.
It's like just a big funky beat, you know what I mean? And like 10 years later, like, you know, like moms at like wedding receptions, they're like, throw on titty sauce.
I picture it like a putty, like a thick, like opaque
there's
putty.
like many different kinds, many different flavors.
Are they edible?
Glitter.
Oh,
glitter,
yeah.
Of course.
glitter in there.
Of course,
Right?
it has to be.
But if people are like, just like, oh, like I feel self-conscious, like just like, oh, you buy that for your girl, and your girl's like, I'm not putting that on my titties, right? And then you're just like, what the hell? Like, it's edible. Throw it on some toast. Right? And then she's just like eating the toast. In the morning, she's just like, this is pretty tasty. And that was pretty sweet and thoughtful. Maybe I will throw it on my titties.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
I see what you're doing. I mean, you can
People
also
warm
just
up to
wear
titty sauce,
You can also
you
just
know?
wear pasties.
But pasties, like, does that sound as fun as titty sauce?
No.
Yeah.
Titty sauce is going to sweep the nation, Sarah.
It
my
is
God,
kind
I
of
love
funny
it.
though, because like titty sauce like sounds so fun, but like you couldn't really like spring it on your woman. You know what I mean?
No.
It's like you have to have a talk first.
No,
But
yeah,
like it's
you
like
would.
a serious talk about titty sauce.
Yeah.
Oh, but also, like, if it were me, I would be like, oh, man, like, where are my mittens at? Where are my mittens at? And I'm searching through my black Superstore bag that's, like, my purse.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I drop, and they're just like, what's that? Oh, titty
man.
sauce. Like, just...
Yeah.
Well, you
It's
can
like
just
an
say it's regular
infomercial.
sauce.
It's like, you know, if you
Yeah.
order in the next 3 minutes, you'll also get nut gravy.
Gravy.
I think titty sauce is going to be bigger than craft beer, man.
Oh my God, I love.
Yeah, there's got to be like places that like we're not like a big corporation for titty sauce.
no,
we
no.
micro brew titty sauce.
titty
you know
sauce.
what I mean?
Oh
Yeah.
my
You get like a little
God.
growler of titty sauce.
Could there be alcohol? Could there be a version of it that has
absolutely.
alcohol in it?
Yeah,
Oh, man.
and
Well-
edibles
Yes.
edible titty sauce.
Yes.
Oh, that's gonna be huge.
With weed oil.
Yes.
Do you know what's,
Yeah.
What would be funny though too is like the craft like titty sauce places would have to refer to like the big companies as big titty sauce.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And it's like, you know, we keep it local. You know, we're against big titty sauce.
Yeah. Oh, but like, there's got to be like you know, young people have got like, you know, avocado toast like titty sauce, and like old folks have got to be like, is there any more of that rhubarb titty sauce?
Yeah, purity. Like,
Strawberry rhubarb
Yeah.
titty sauce.
Oh man.
Fuck. When you said that it would be sold in the beaded curtain area, I just thought of Pioneer Video, which was also in Antigonish, which was the video store. And there was one little room that was where all the porn was.
yeah.
And they had bead curtains
Oh,
blocking
hell
it.
yeah.
And I will never forget it as long as I live, that video store.
Just when you said strawberry titty sauce, I was just like, that would be a fantastic Harry Styles song.
Strawberry titty sauce. Like a 1967 like psychedelic album. You know?
Oh, but you know what? We could create, because the marketing for this.
like the hand that's putting the titty, like the titty sauce on the titty, like, you know, on like the label too. Like the hand has got to have all rings on too. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah,
What? Why?
Why rings?
just because like you're getting fancy, you're getting wild. You know what I mean? You're like you're throwing some glitter in there. You're putting on rings.
Yeah.
You know, anything can happen, right? You're dyeing your hair. Titty sauce.
Multiple rings on every single
Oh,
finger.
absolutely, yes.
What would the marketing, if we were to market this product, we would want to hit a certain audience, and I think the podcast world would be a good.
I don't think it's a niche thing. I think
it's
titty
like
sauce
it's the
is going to be
only
huge.
outlet, you know? Like
How
it's like got to start. It's got to start at podcasts, you know? Like podcasts are selling.
can you imagine a
all the
podcast
new
ad
age
read for
products,
this?
You know?
Oh, I think I have a great voice for that, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, could you
Titty
do
sauce.
it?
Yeah.
If you were going to advertise it on a podcast, though, it would have to be like a subscription thing, you know, like Blue Apron or like Dollar Shave Club,
Like
where
where
it's
you-
like they're mailing you like a liter of it like every 6 weeks, you know, and
Absolutely.
you have to cancel to get it.
You got to go to
stock dummy.
pdboy.com/titty sauce, get 15% off.
15%. You have a code
Yeah.
intoxicated for 20% off Oh my God, Martin, you hit gold.
Yes, absolutely. I hit
Straight up
titty
angry.
gold.
You hit gold with this.
Yeah.
Freaking. Do you ever,
Oh, that we gotta have them in growlers and tall boy cans and shit like that. Titty sauce. Having a bad day? Crack open a can of titty sauce.
I'll see if I can impose some text over that in the video.
So it says like
should be in a
just
gold
titty
one
sauce?
too.
like titty sauce.
Yeah, a gold can titty sauce.
Oh, I want to take this on Dragon's Den, man.
Oh my God, you should. They're coming to town soon.
Dragon's Den after dark.
I get actually at work. I get emails when they're in town because I work
Like
at like
that,
an
that
entrepreneurship
chick with the
place.
weird gray thing in her hair is just like in a bikini.
Do you think they'd buy it?
I don't know. I don't want those fuckers in on the titty sauce. I want titty sauce to be like a real grassroots kind of
Mom and
thing.
pops.
Yeah. Like oh man, that'd be a way better logo for like East Coast lifestyle. Take out the
Yes.
anchor, put on a titty with some sauce on it.
I feel like I want to design this logo right fucking now.
A lot of people got to be collaborate. I'm the brainchild of titty sauce, but you know what I mean. I'm willing to collaborate with as many people as possible, right?
I bet you're
Spread
making
the
like
love.
you know like girls used to wear like those necklaces that like spelled something.
Yes,
it would be that kind of thing. You know what I mean? So it's tasteful, like no nips or whatever, and then the necklace going across just says titty sauce. You know? What I mean?
And the S is a dollar sign.
Yeah, and there's like 10 different flavors, and like they all have a different color, and it's like different color letter for each one. You know what I mean? Like apple, strawberry, ginger beer, salt, whatever. You know, like just all the flavors.
Yeah, and there's nothing in the Bible against titty sauce.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No.
So, like, you know what I mean? Like, conservatives want to, like, that'll be the thing that, like, makes the conservatives stop being so, like, staunchy and uptight.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, xenophobic and all that kind of shit, you know what I mean? Just, like,
Yeah.
all of a sudden have titty sauce and there's just no more conservatives anymore.
Yeah,
you know?
like somehow like you get like Kanye to give Joel Osteen like some titty sauce.
Oh, yeah,
He's like talking about it in his weird mega church.
Yeah. Instead of preaching, we're just going to listen to Free Ride.
Yeah. It's like holy titty sauce. Like you can be born again.
Oh, baptism in titty sauce?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my
Little-
gosh! I think I have the title already, and we're not even a half hour in. Jesus Christ!
It's just
titty
it's like
sauce.
80 minutes left. It's just titty sauce from here till dawn.
Well, because you and Andrew are the titty sucking buddies, aren't you?
Yo, goddamn right.
I have
Yes.
one hell of a titty sucking story.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right.
But I don't know. We're only like 24 minutes in. I don't know if I think it's too early for me to tell that story.
Titty sucking stories, so it should be
We're gonna
anytime.
have to range
You
it
know what I
around.
mean? I wanna go to church
Range
on
around.
Sunday and hear a good old titty sucking story.
Yeah, preach.
Yeah.
Well, I had a fivesome recently.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Spontaneously? Or was it like planned out? Like,
Me going to the
Is that
event
5 people or
was
5
planned.
titties?
oh shit,
It
I got
was-
yoga that night.
It was me plus 2 couples.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, really. I know. It's very weird, but it was like the sex party thing.
I feel like you had a referee shirt on. Like,
And a whistle.
yeah.
I was
Wireless headset microphone.
Flag on the play.
I was the most awkward fifth wheel in that situation. But one cool moment was when the 2 dudes both took a boob.
Oh
And,
my god.
and it was a moment for me. I gotta admit, I'm like almost 33, and I was like, that was a really cool moment.
So what's
I'm
the
proud of
feeling? Is
that.
it like powerful?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're like,
very.
look at what I can do.
Yeah. Like no one came, but
Yeah.
that was really cool.
Oh.
Very, very, very random. But I had to
Yeah.
throw it in because we're
Oh,
talking about
nobody
titty
came.
sucking.
That makes it sound kind of sweet, you know? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. But like it was a really cool moment. I was like, when the fuck can I ever say that happened? Like that is not something that normally happens.
I feel like that should be I want that to be like a French painting. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Just like 2 men sucking on Sarah's titties.
Yeah, and it
how do
should
you say
be-
that in French? Fuck. Oh, sorry. Banging over here. God damn. I'm just passionate about art.
it's going to turn out that like sucking in French is sauce.
Oh,
It's like
yeah.
sauce la titty.
Oh, do you know what? Like, if you're a chef who only makes sauces, do you know what you are? A saucier.
Yes.
Oh, I want to be a titty saucier.
Saucier,
And wear the big white hat.
Yeah. Titty saucier amise.
I will backhand you across the face until you call me Martine.
Oh my.
Martine. Well, actually, you said something earlier that I wanted to jump in and ask you.
What was that?
Is it Bearlies or Beerlies?
Oh, it's totally Bearlies.
Yeah. They got that big fucking bear above the entrance, you know what I mean?
I always say Beerlies. I don't know.
Everybody
it's
says
not,
Beerlies.
Oh, yeah, I say both all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just ingrained in me to say Beerlies. I don't know why. Bearlies. Like, I feel like I need to just start saying it repeatedly, like, to get it in my brain.
Is that your favorite bar in the city?
Bearlies.
No, I don't know if I have a favorite bar in the city.
Yeah?
I don't know.
I don't know if I do either.
Oh, least favorite bar.
I mean, I used to love Fickle Frog.
I work with a guy who was like, my friend was like, oh, let's go to the local. And they were like, oh, local's too far and it's cold. And they said they walked in the Fickle Frog and there was just like two bros like just starting a fight. And they were just like, yeah, it's time for a cold walk to the local.
Well, the thing is, it used to be Gatsby's. Do you remember it being Gatsby's?
Oh, yeah. That was a nice name, Fickle Frog. Like.
Fickle Frog, yeah. Well, with a bar, you just gotta pick an animal and pick a word to describe that animal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like Toothy Moose.
Yeah.
Fickle Frog.
I hate
Those are the only two I know.
Moose too. I was saying this to a friend the other night. Years ago on Spring Garden Road, there used to be a restaurant called the Thirsty Duck, and unfortunately, I worked at the restaurant called the Thirsty Duck.
When was that?
Oh, fucking, that'd be like 2003, 2004.
Oh, okay, before my time.
Yeah, fucking, when I was like 19, 20. But fucking, jeez, I'm fucking blanking on this goddamn story. Fucking Thirsty Duck. But when like I'll be like chatting up a lady at the bar.
Yeah.
And she would be like, oh, so where do you work? I would always just go call center because that would just keep the conversation rolling. Because if you say call center, nobody's gonna say, oh, which call center do you work at? If you say, oh, I work at a restaurant, oh, which restaurant? They're always gonna ask. And I remember like just be like, hey, like I have like a girl smiling, like you play in a band? You're cool. Hey, what's the restaurant you work at? I work at the Thirsty Duck.
Yeah.
Hey, any other guy?
Oh shit. See, I just have a real life version of that because like I work like technically I work in logistics.
Ooh,
just say,
that's vague.
So what do you do? Oh, I work in logistics. People are like, okay, I have no questions, and the conversation just continues.
It sounds too intimidating.
And I would like it better any other way. I would. That's exactly how I like it. Is what I should say.
It is vague and enough for it to just stop.
Yeah, exactly. And
the
I just
conversation.
never have to talk about work.
Yeah, I hate talking about work.
I could just breeze on by.
I would agree. Logistics does sound intimidating.
Really?
It does. It sounds like you're in charge of running a boat or something.
Yeah. People don't think about what it really means, but all it means is just moving one thing. See, now I'm talking about
like operations?
Listen, it's about shipping titty sauce.
Is it like operations?
Yeah,
like coordination.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Moving shit around.
Do you like that?
God, I'm so sorry I brought this up.
Back to titty sauce.
Well, you could be the logistics operator for titty sauce.
You gotta get titty sauce from the factory to the people.
Yes.
You know, like when there's spinach is bad. We're recalling all the spinach, and they gotta say that on the news, right? I think if there's God forbid there ever be a recall on titty sauce on the news, they should do a moment of silence.
Yeah. They should.
Pay some respect, Steve Murphy. Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever
They dig up Walter Cronkite to deliver the news. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a sad day for America. At 3:30 p.m. at Daily Plaza. The president was shot. Titty sauce exploded from the brain wound.
Hold up, it's only the blueberry titty sauce. Oh, thank fuck.
Have you guys ever eaten something that was recalled? Had a recall?
I've been working at restaurants and stuff. They're just like, do we got to throw out all the spinach or the romaine or whatever? Just
right.
Just put it in the back for now.
Yeah.
Romaine was the most recent thing too.
Oh,
right?
was it? Yes, that's right.
I did have to think about it. I was like, did I? But I hadn't.
Yeah,
I don't love romaine or iceberg lettuce. I like the leaf lettuce, the curly
spring mix.
Oh, I like spring mix too.
Yeah,
I like arugula, just like Obama.
Arugula.
Oh yeah.
Remember that was a thing when Obama was running. They were like, "What do you like?" He's like, "I like arugula salad with tomato," and the conservatives were like, "He's not American,"
because he didn't say hamburgers or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Arugula. I mean, I'm not a huge. Are you guys salad people? I'm not a huge salad person.
I can eat salad in the summer, but
why the summer?
Well, because it feel picture say it's 4:30 in the summer, you know, when you have like, you know, a night to go through and all that stuff, you're like, what am I gonna eat?
Yeah.
But like, you know, you come home from work, you know, you walk from like work to the car, it's cold. You drive home, it's cold. You get home, it's dinner time.
Yeah.
Like you need hot food.
But
so I will eat I will eat salad in the summer.
But is salad hot?
No.
Okay, you don't want hot food.
No, I do want hot food in the winter, and
in the winter.
I will eat salad.
Yes, okay.
In the summer.
It's light and fresh and cool.
Yeah, exactly.
I get that, and you can do more fun salads in the summer. Like you can do like a potato salad, a good pasta salad. I guess you could do those things any season, but it does feel more like a barbecue summer.
Yeah, exactly.
Thing.
If you go to a fucking chain place and they have like the burger that comes like open faced for some reason with no sauce on it, and they're just like, hey, have some tomato slices and onions and like one entire piece of romaine lettuce, I kind of treat that as the salad.
Yeah.
And then fucking throw the burger together. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's the best way to have it. That's the best salad.
They don't fill me up. I don't.
Burger toppings is the best salad.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It's like the Cobb salad, but it's the Martin Edwards salad.
Yeah.
That was an accidental ding, but it should have been a real one. Ding ding.
Yeah,
burger toppings are the best salad. They don't fill me up. They don't make me feel full.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm doing them right. I need to add like protein.
Do you guys like ever eat dinner like, you know, with the plan to like snack later? You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like dinner can be small because like I'm gonna like deep throat a bag of Lay's at like 9:30.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm really trying to stop that now.
Yeah.
Because the late night eating, I always wake up with a stomach ache.
Yeah.
Always. And I hate that. But I love it so much. Like that's the awkward thing about it. I love late night eating, but I know I have to stop doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bad habit.
I'm like transitioning into like boozing as a snack now. That's like sort of my new alternative now. Is like when it's like snack time, instead I'll just take like a glass like this glass and like I'll just like fill it to the top and then just like a little bit of whiskey and a little bit of water and just try to like sip it and make that like, my snack
that's actually a good idea.
Alternative.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, because they say if you're hungry, you should just drink water or something and you might not feel hungry anymore, kind of thing.
Water's no fun, right?
It's true. Well, we are drinking. We should actually
like
talk about what we're drinking.
A double on a weeknight, you know what I mean, is nice.
It is nice.
First, you didn't snack. And secondly, it's going to be a little easier to get to sleep.
Yes.
It's a very adult thing to do.
Especially whiskey.
Stare at the fireplace channel.
So, Martin, you're drinking...
Kilkenny. It's this delicious Irish cream ale.
I was going to say Guinness, because you're drinking from a Guinness glass. But
And
it's
it
not
pours
Guinness.
nice in this glass.
It does. So you're a beer guy, and you are drinking some Crown Royal.
I'm drinking Crown Royal, yeah.
And it's on my cat house.
It's on the cat house.
Nothing looks more sad than that.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like we're like setting up like a little fake photo shoot, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, the cat's had a rough weekend. Like,
So are these your guys' poisons? Like in terms of your
I love
your
this, yeah.
pick? Like
I'm drinking like a bit more booze lately because I'm kind of ruined for domestic beer now because like craft beer is like so delicious. But I can only drink like 3 tall boys, and then after that, like I just feel like I literally like ate a whole Wonder Bread, you know, or like a whole loaf of French bread.
Yeah.
So that's the thing is like I used to be a guy like it would be like 2-4 of like Coors Light, summer afternoon, drink all night. But
Coors
now
Light.
like I can't like get up any appetite for like a regular domestic beer.
Fair.
And I can't drink more than 3 tall boys, so now I'm drinking whiskey.
Drinking the whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whiskey is something I'm warming up to a little bit. I add like water to it, and it's drinkable.
Yeah.
And you're a beer guy?
Yeah, for some reason,
Pretty
like,
standard?
I just don't like sometimes in the summer I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna have like a whiskey and ginger tonight and get some lemons. Like oh, this is gonna be so classy tonight. I'm actually gonna get a bag of ice. Fuck my ice cube trays. And then like after like 2 or 3 of them, I'm just not in the mood. Or if I just really want to get drunk, I'll finish the bottle and I'll just be like, I feel drunk, but I'm not like. And then I'm just like, whatever. And then like the next weekend, I have 2 tall boys, and I'm just like, beer drunk. This is the buzz that I know and love.
Yeah.
Like,
So it's the drunk that fits you best.
yes, absolutely. Yeah. If people always
Yeah.
say like, like with Steve Mackey say like, oh, I'm drinking wine, and then I'm listening to Matchbox 20. Yeah, I like Matchbox 20.
Oh my God, Mackie. Oh.
I find I'll like bring like booze to a party instead of beer, but then like I get like that party anxiety.
Yes.
And next thing you know, like I'm drinking the booze like it's beer.
Oh my God.
And then like I'm like, oh fuck, it's 11:30 and I'm calling a cab home before I
it's the worst.
Yeah.
You
start
couldn't
like
be more
just
right.
slobbering around the party.
Because
and
if you
stuff, so I have to go home.
if you bring vodka, you got to bring mix with it. And And then if that's the case, you got to mix your own drink. You got to get to the fridge. You got to get ice. You got to get, like, there's all these things you have to do. And it's Nova Scotia. So at parties, people hang out in the kitchens and gather around and block the fridge.
Yeah, yeah.
So then you have to awkwardly be like, excuse me.
Yeah.
I need to put my, and with a beer, I feel like you can bring it and just
Yeah.
hold it. And
Yeah.
And just
I was
drink
at a
it
party
wherever.
over the holidays, and there was like a gentleman like, if you want to like bring like like you're slicing up a little like lime at a party, I'm not gonna be like, oh, look at the fancy man slicing up a lime. Just like, he likes some fucking limes, good for him. But there was somebody who had they needed egg whites for like their drink, and like I usually don't like to laugh at somebody's misfortune, but it's just like everybody has like their coats and stuff on a fucking like like table, and like the chairs and benches and shit, and you like fucking train wreck fucking breaking an egg for your ridiculous drink, and then you fucking get it everywhere. I don't especially you don't want to like laugh if you're in someone else's home. You don't want to laugh at like their guests that you don't know. But it's just like if it was like Andrew or Travis that did that, I'd be like, ha ha. If it was Vince that did that, you'd never fucking hear the end of it from me.
Oh my God.
I'm just like trying.
Yeah,
not to
sometimes
fucking laugh,
I'm in situations where I like look at somebody doing something, I'm like, guys, don't call each other gay anymore, so this guy's getting away with this. Which is great, but still, he's getting away with bringing egg whites to the kitchen party, you know?
Yeah.
Egg whites. I can't imagine. If you're hosting,
Plus, when you're hanging out in the kitchen, like, what's more satisfying than like, psh, you know? It's just, it's so great. It's so satisfying, you know?
I remember like
Just that
when I worked at
sound.
Il Mercato, like I knew more about wines.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, geez, that was like way over 10 years ago.
We both worked there.
fancy.
You wanna fist bump that?
all right.
Did you both work there?
At the same time, yeah.
Did you really?
Yes,
Did you guys?
we were both cooks.
Shut the fuck up. Okay, wait. So did you guys fuck around a bunch in the kitchen? Like, did you?
It was like pretty pro. They were like,
like
a lot
we
of people
tried
were like
hard,
funny
like
who
we
worked
liked
there,
the
and that was
job,
fun
we
and
were
stuff.
learning a lot.
But
Okay.
But everybody that worked there was awesome, yeah. So it was a whole like we didn't have to joke around between ourselves because everybody was great.
Okay, fair.
So we could all fuck around.
I've just known friends who work in kitchens together, and I've heard like crazy stories about like the things that go down.
I'm glad that Il Mercato was like a very like professional and cool place. There was like never any like
yeah, there was no nobody like spazzing. Like,
yeah,
and
and like maybe people would have like a little bit of that like Comtesse Red, like like cooking wine, but nobody was
Right.
like 8-pack in the book bag or any sketchy shit like that. Like, I never wanted to. I always wanted to work with professionals. I never wanted to work with like sad kitchen people who were all angry and stuff. Like, fuck that. Like,
Oh boy, giving me PTSD. I used to date a late night cook.
late night cook, like what restaurant?
Freeman's.
Oh man, a little Freeman's. Which one?
The downtown one.
The Argyle is it on
The
Argyle?
on Grafton.
so we would like come like back to like. Did you live together or just date?
So both, but like
He would tell you like the Freeman's Blues.
Yeah, like he would usually work until like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
And so and I was in school at the time, so what I used to do, and like my class schedule, like sometimes I didn't have class until like late in the afternoon the next day. So usually what I would do is I would actually wait for him to be off work and walk and meet him at 5 a.m. and we would get McDonald's breakfast sandwiches.
That's like the sweetest thing I've ever heard.
We would get McDonald's breakfast sandwiches
my God.
and eat and then pass out as the sun was coming up. And that I'm convinced is why I'm now like a late night person because of that fucking schedule. 5 a.m. That's brutal.
Yeah. So that would be like the Spring Garden McDonald's.
Yeah.
When I think Freeman's, I think like Quinpool because that's like I lived in that neighborhood.
The
before
better one.
Downtown opened. I went into the Quinpool Freeman's once on acid.
Did you really?
At like 2:30 in the morning.
What was that like?
Well, I was in my early 20s or whatever, and it was weird because I was so used to like doing mushrooms. Like the last thing you would think you would ever want to do was eat. But for some reason we were on acid and like all the trees and even the pavement like looked like sort of like sponge cake.
Oh my God.
So anyway, we had this plan or whatever where they were too scared to go in. So I was like, look, I'll go in and I'll sit down and I'll be normal or whatever. And if I don't come like walking out in a couple of minutes, you'll know everything is fine. But like time moves like so like sort of fast when you're on acid. Like as soon as I crossed the threshold and like walked towards the bar, it felt like I had been in there for like a half an hour. So I just walked up to the bartender and I was like, "Hello today," like, or like "Hello now" or something like that. No, I said "Hello now." "Hello today" is like a joke or whatever. But I was like, "Hello now." And the person was like, "Hey," or whatever, and I don't know if they could tell something was off or not. And me just like right matter of factly, like Petey Boy-esque or whatever, like just like clutched my hands together, and I was just like, "So, myself and my two friends we're around the neighborhood. We're on acid and we want some pizza. We're not going to be weird. We're just going to go and sit. And the girl was like, okay.
Oh,
me, I
my
think
God.
like I'm like, like negotiating like a peace accord. Like,
holy shit.
just,
I love that you admitted to being on acid.
That's what I did. Yeah, I walked in 15 seconds later. I just basically I walked through the door, walked up to the waitress and was like, I'm on acid. And then we didn't.
Did you end up getting your pizza?
No. Yeah, we sat down and ate a pizza, and it was completely fine. We were reasonable, but yeah, like the cooks were coming through, like the double doors at the back, and like peeking over to like kind of check us out.
Holy shit! Well, yeah, because you told them you were on acid.
But the thing is like when you're 22, like you think you own the world. You know what I mean? You're never like someone's gonna call the cops. Like you just.
Oh my God! I would you guys want to relive like your early 20s?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most fun I think I've ever had.
Mm-hmm. Like I wouldn't. I would never like go back to high school.
No, fuck
or
that.
anything like that. But the whole idea of like, just like being in university, like learning new things, like meeting people, and not really having any responsibilities, and a bit of free money, like not so much to spoil you.
I feel like we had so much money.
Yeah.
But like I remember. I think it must have just been my parents maybe supporting me. But like I remember paying rent living downtown. I lived on Church Street downtown, and like. It would have been at least $700 back then for a 1-bedroom, and like I still managed to like pay that and go out all the time and drink all the time.
I actually think my 30s are more fun with my 20s than my 20s.
Yeah,
because somehow in my 30s I know more people who have the fun drugs than I did when I was in my 20s.
Yeah,
I remember being at a party in my 20s, just be like, everyone's got mushrooms except me. Like, I'm in a band. I'm cool. How the fuck do I not know these people? And now I'm just like, do stand-up instead. And suddenly just like, there's MDMA raining from the sky.
Oh my God. So much MDMA kicking around.
God. Now I'm more
I feel like all my friends have like gotten past like MDMA. I'm like the one guy who's just like, you still want to do it like once every like 6 months or something?
Yeah.
Like, what about the summer or something? Like I remember like we had like when it was called ecstasy back in the day, but I didn't have it for years. And I think the first time I had it, like I rocked like 11 beers, smoked a ton of cigs and joints, and did MDMA. And like when I was walking home, I was like, what the fuck did I do? I'm gonna be so goddamn hungover tomorrow. Just like, that night got out of control. And then like I woke up the next day and I'm just like, oh man, like I'm not in the mood for breakfast, but I'm not hungover. I'm just like, and the next few times I took it, I'm just like, this takes hangover away, doesn't it? And people are always just like, oh man, like I feel like I'm gonna kill myself the next day after that. I'm just like, no, you just brain took all the happy emotions the night before. Now you're not sad. You just have nothingness.
Okay, so you
enjoy the nothingness.
You didn't have a crash. You just had neutrality.
You crash. You have like just like, I wish I had one more of those. One more of those would probably be stupid, and I'm gonna be like, if I had one more of those, you know what I mean? You're just like, it's 3:30 in the morning. I don't fucking need another one of those. Yeah. But you feel like I really want one more though, and you're just like, no, that lasted about 3 or 4 hours. Like you just have to be like, good and not like chase it. You can chase it a little bit, but I don't think it's as bad as Coke. I haven't done a whole lot of that, but like, but yeah, I feel like people are doing Coke, and then 15 minutes later, just like, I want more of that.
Coke is a garbage drug.
I've only done it, I think 2 or 3 times, that Coke. And one time that I did it, I'll never forget it, because it was when Paul McCartney was playing the Commons.
Yeah.
Oh, back on those experimental
It was the
days.
night.
Yeah.
It was the night before that. And I remember I had to go to my friend's place and give her my camera because she was going to the concert. And I remember still being high.
Yeah.
Like I was still high when I was like giving her the camera. And I just remember I don't remember much about that other than like I was just interested in everything. Like everything was interesting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but I've never done MDMA and I've never done shrooms. And I feel like I should maybe before I die. Those two.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. See, shroom scares me because I don't like any drugs where I have the possibility of seeing things.
Yeah,
that freaks
it's not
me
really
out.
that bad, especially
I've
like
done,
on
like,
mushrooms and stuff.
Yeah.
The first time I did mushrooms, the thing that I hallucinated was like on the black wall, there was like sort of like these pirate silhouettes, but like they were made out of like they were made out of like newsprint, like it was like it was like vowels, like sort of like in the newspaper font.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
that's trippy.
And then like you play Nintendo and like Mario jumps and like 8 Marios jumps behind him. Obviously, I was very cool in university. You know what I mean?
Holy
just
shit.
getting high and playing Nintendo. No girls in the room. Just the boys.
No girls allowed.
Oh man, I remember one time I did acid in my first year of university, and my friends were like tripping for like maybe like it lasted about like 10 fucking hours because acid is just the whole fucking night, right? Well, it was only about 2 or 3 hours in, and this girl came up to me and just went like, hey, you're Martin, right? And I went, yeah, and she was like, do you have a philosophy class every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m.? And I went, yeah, and she was like, my friend is obsessed with you. My friend thinks that you're so hot. She thinks you're so cool, all this kind of stuff. And I was just like, get this fucking crazy lady away from me. No, don't ruin my trip. I was having a good time with, Brad and Eric and obviously no other girls. And the next weekend I was drinking beers and I was like, where's that crazy girl at? Oh, man, come on.
So what were you stressed out about the fact that someone liked you? I'm confused. Why didn't you
But just
want
like
them
the way she was like saying it. I didn't
It was
know
intense.
the girl.
It was too intense.
It was too much.
Yeah, and it was also just like, is that your name? Do you have this class at this time? Just like,
right.
You could have just said like, hey, I think my friend is in one of your classes and she thinks you're really cool. But no, but it was just like, drunk girl who's got to go, my friend is obsessed with you. And you're just like,
I know.
Don't talk like that. That's stupid.
Stage 5 clinger. Stage 5 clinger is what they would call them.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's straight up like Jersey Shore speak is what you're doing right now.
Is it Jersey Shore or is it Dane Cook?
Listen, I watched every episode of Jersey Shore. So at one point there's like this chick who's like following DJ Pauly D like around the thing, right? And like she buys him a t-shirt and everything. Yeah, and he calls her a stage 5 clinger. It's purely like a Jersey Shore origin.
Speaking of Jersey Shore, the first time I did edibles, the first ever time I did edibles was in an apartment building on Fenwick Tower, okay? And that place is fucking crazy. Number one, it sways when it's windy, and that's fucked. But I did edibles one night. I had like half a cookie or something. Like it wasn't a lot. But I remember it was about 3 or 4 in the afternoon in the summer, so bright daylight.
Yeah.
And I did it, and we were watching Jersey Shore.
Shit.
And it was me and 2 other male friends, and we were just like laughing, like loving Jersey Shore. When the edibles kicked in, I swear to God, time froze, and it felt like time was going by, but the clock wasn't moving. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like I kept looking at the clock, and it was the same time, and I was just like, what the fuck? I'm too high right now. And then I started feeling my heart racing, like being really fast.
Yeah.
And I remember going to my friends like, feel my heart right now. Am I having a heart attack? Am I dying? And I like made them like feel my heart. And they're like, you're fine. Just relax. And I was like, I'm too high. I gotta go home. And so I walked from Fenwick to Church Street, which is like just up Queen, like just walk up Queen and then turn over, like behind where the old Alexander's was. And I was so high that like I got in the elevator and there was a pizza delivery guy in there. and I was just staring at like the numbers on the elevator thing, and I didn't know what floor I was on.
Yeah.
And I remember him like turning to me going, "Are you okay?" And then all I remember from that point on was that I passed out and I woke up at like 9 or 10 that same night, thinking it was the next day. Still high, with all my bottoms off, but my tops still on.
Damn.
And then the next day I went to work, still felt high, and I'll never forget it because I was kind of like frazzled and like didn't look the best. And I'll never forget it because I was walking to work and I worked at the Westin at the time. Oh. Sorry, old employers, I was high. And an Asian guy was walking in my opposite direction, carrying a bag of chips, like a full bag, like a big bag.
Yeah.
Eating a bag of chips. And he saw me and he got so startled that he dropped his bag of chips.
He was like, "Oh."
Yeah, I'll never forget it. He was horrified.
I want you to be like, finders keepers.
Yeah, that's Sarah's edible experience, and that's why, honestly, I'm scared to do them because they make me too high.
When you said, and I went to work still, I wanted you to say, still with my top on, no bottom. I got a raise.
Oh my God, I'll never forget it.
I took Buddy's chips and I fucked off.
I took Buddy's chips, but I fucked him. That's what I was like. While I was eating the chips. Like,
oh my God.
Titty chips. Yeah.
Fuck edibles, man. They're fucked.
Yeah. But the funniest thing I find about edibles isn't even doing them, which I do like do with them or whatever, is like, you know, people like who like are complaining like, when are edibles going to be legal? When are edibles going to be legal? It's like, look, I've never seen you not on an edible. Like, you know, this clearly is not a problem for you. So just shut up.
They're like whisking their own butter. When's it going to be legal, man? I need this.
I know.
For my ass pain. Like,
I feel like
I have some of that whiskey that I don't like?
Oh my God. I love how I'm just like letting him for you. I'm like, yes, have some.
Which glass should it go in? This looks more whiskey-like.
Ooh.
Right? Oh my God.
We're all
I'm
drinking
wondering,
some whiskey.
when they have the electric cars or like the self-driving cars, right? Are you going to be allowed to drink and drive?
Ooh,
it's gonna be like, you know, like I don't always drink and drive, but when I do, I drink 4 cases of Dos Equis.
See, that's like an interesting question because, like, I mean, obviously drinking and driving should be illegal. But then, like, you know, are like the people that like sort of like lobby the government for like harsher like drinking and driving penalties and stricter rules and stuff. Like, you know, what would they need to like sort of back down, you know? Because they'll be like, well, what if the car breaks down and you have to drive? Like, what if the computer breaks? Like,
right.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. So it's not really about like what makes sense. It's more like what can you get done, I guess.
That's true.
But I would certainly hope so.
More hot air balloons.
Like, yeah.
Hot air balloons. That shit scares me. Yeah, something about a hot air balloon that freaks me out.
Because the thing is, if you can drink and drive, like, then like there's going to be like the cars are going to have like ice makers, you know, shit like that. Like you pop open the glove compartment and it's just like full of ice cubes and stuff. You know?
It's like it's like an Uber. Like you hear about Uber drivers like doing fancy things with their Ubers.
Water and gum and all that.
Oh,
yeah.
Like people make craft beer and they're just like, you know, like the mobility is what gives it the flavor, you know? That car constantly going. Like,
yeah.
Isn't this very expensive with the price of gas? Oh, this IPA is $30 a glass. Like,
what kind of drunks are you guys? Like when you get really
angry
drunk
and aggressive and violent.
No, you're
yeah,
not.
we're
Up
about
to
20
both of
minutes
us.
away from
You
fist
are too,
fighting.
admit it.
Yeah.
What? Angry?
No.
I was gonna say I feel like you guys are both the opposite.
Like when you were younger, like would you do when you were just like, oh, like you know, I can't like, you know, like drink as a teenager, like, you know, like I'll get sick and that'll be crazy and stuff. And you see people like, you know, and like you know, your small town who are like, you know, have a few drinks and what are you looking at? You're just like, oh, I don't want to do that. And then like you have a few drinks and you're just like, man, my friends rule.
Yeah.
Oh man, my favorite band are awesome. You know what I mean? Like, you just like you know, like, you know, enjoy things and just like you get on a skateboard if you're
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so the people that just like seem like kind of like, you know, like what are you looking at are angry, you're just like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? You do this, the happy fun thing, and you like feel like that? Like,
right.
What the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? If you feel like a little sad or down, you need your buddies to cheer you up. That's perfectly understandable. But just like, yeah, I don't understand like the like, aggressive or getting, you know, like what are you looking at or anything like that. You know what I mean? Just
you know what I always find weird about that is like, I mean, like I know, like I have like friends who like will tell you that they're like a surly drunk, so therefore they stop at 4 beers. Like, what is it about, like, you know, like, sort of, if you're a surly drunk, like, why are you having 11 beers? Like, why? Like, what's the appeal?
What is the
appeal? I don't
appeal?
understand. Because, yeah, to, like, answer your original question, like, yeah, I just get, you know, even happier and jollier
That's
than I am.
good.
You know what I mean? I want to, like, you know, listen to, like, you know, fun melodic music that I liked in my 20s, and I want to like, bullshit with my buddies, and we all scream at each other, and whoever's the loudest gets to finish their set.
Oh, I love that.
People who like aren't like the sort of like like deceptive, you know, kind of drunk. They all get like drunk and like not they won't get loud, but they'll be like, you know, like, you insulted my jeans 9 months ago. You're just like, how the why is that on the top of your head?
Oh my god!
Why is that on the top of your head?
Oh my god!
What? Oh, you have a story?
No, just what he said. I'm like, oh my god! Like, that
not that you meet that person.
That would like make me fall off my chair.
You meet that person all the time, but like, you know, just like if you see people like you know, they get drunk and they kind of just like, you know, like they're like they bring up like an old, you know, like argument with their friend, and you're just like,
yeah,
that's scary. Man.
I know some people like that too.
Yeah,
and you can tell that they're holding these things like with them all these years, and it's like, oh boy. I'm an emotional drunk.
Oh yeah, you want to like just like hug and be
no.
like, oh man, you guys are fun.
No, the other way.
Oh my
you get really into like,
you're like,
just like,
why does the liquor store close at 5 on Sundays?
I hit a point in drunkenness where it's like I'm gonna be that sad drunk girl.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's no good. It has to end at a certain, like, there needs to be a certain point.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm either the saddest person or like the happiest. Like,
yeah.
But it all depends on your mindset going into it. Because if you're in a bad mindset going into getting drunk, that's not going to end well for anybody.
So is it sort of like up,
big down? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like sad when I have to like leave Vaughn's place when we're drinking because of course like we're the titty sucking buddies. So if we're just like drinking the two of us, or if we have the one and only Danny Allen with us, right? Who's like officially like unofficially the third titty sucking buddy.
Is he really?
Well, because he's just got so much potential.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like and honestly, like who would you rather have suck your titties? Me, Vaughn, or Daniel? Probably Daniel. You know what I mean? Like if Demir or Vaughn look that good in a suit? No, we don't.
No.
Right. But like also like it's not that I'm sad. It's not that I'm sad that I'm leaving or I'm sad that the drinking is over. I'm just sad that I got to take the titty sucking buddy cowboy hat off.
And go back to normal life.
Get in the cab. Like,
I've heard great things about your hangouts with Andrew.
Oh, absolutely. Cowboy hats. Oh, we also have a titty sucking buddy like playlist with great songs like 2 Tickets to Paradise, which we changed to 2 Titties to Paradise.
Oh my God. 2 Titties to Paradise.
We listen to that song, We'll Always Be Together, like that, the song that ends Grease.
Oh yeah.
And I like to think about
we go together.
I like to think about that song as like just titties. Titties are always together. You know what I mean?
Well, not always. Gravity.
Oh.
If they're big enough, they'll go.
They're together, but like they're just not as together as much as they used to be.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Also, I was thinking if you could make Mount Rushmore 4 titties, right? Would you make it 2 sets or 1 set in the middle and 2 different ones on each side, right? Mount Rushmore of titties. Sorry, I'm getting so philosophical.
What about
on
a pair
you guys.
in the middle and then 2 different ones on each end?
Yes,
you know what I mean?
that's...
Just so that like only one of the 3 honorees can be like truly happy. You know?
Yeah, take those fucking old man faces on the fucking the mountain. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I've
boring.
never seen them. Can you even name those 4 dickheads? No, you can't.
Well,
Thomas fucking...
Jefferson, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, and Teddy Roosevelt.
Oh, he did it!
Okay, Lincoln's great. But like the other fuckers, they were hypocrites. You know what I mean? Who's the guy who's just like we'll get making the Constitution and like want everyone to be like like free, except you know what I mean? Like,
that was Thomas Jefferson.
Oh,
but I don't know.
stinks.
Washington might own slaves too. I don't really know for sure. But Jefferson is the one who's most famous for owning slaves.
Okay, compromise. We keep Lincoln, right, and then 3 titties.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. Oh shit! Like people are gonna be mad about this. It's gonna be like how about we have like a woman politician,
7 titties,
a Lincoln, right? A very prominent woman in America, right? And then a pair of titties.
All right.
I think that's fair.
Why can't it be that woman's titties? You know?
Oh, okay. See, these
like
are
that.
the
All of a
things
sudden
that we
you're like,
gotta vote on.
Susan B. Anthony's titties aren't good enough. Like.
Yeah. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. So much titty stuff tonight.
That's just what's on my
mind.
mind.
You brought in a titty sucking buddy, like
What should I expect?
Don't bring me in and then try to like suppress like, my titty sucking ways.
No way. Yeah. Intoxicated, you're just more yourself on the show.
Yeah.
It just shows more of you.
The liquor kind of brings out like the titties in me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a quote.
Like it's kind of like the movie Chinatown, like titties are a state of mind.
Yeah.
They are, even more so when you're about to get your period, because they hurt like fuck.
Oh,
yeah,
they hurt. Like titty sauce. That's like for
like numbing,
like A535, like
pain numbing.
Glitter,
like. Right.
Oh man, I would just drench them in that if that existed, because oh boy, oh boy, the fucking boob pain around periods is. Listen, you guys are lucky you're not women. The shit that we have to fucking deal with and put up with.
Yeah.
Do you guys are both?
Ladies.
You're two ladies.
Yay,
We're with a bunch of feminists
all over
here.
The world.
Yeah. You guys are both taken and married, right? Both of you?
Yeah.
I'm
Both
engaged.
married? You're engaged?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, so
I just when I'm like talking, like I always just say my girlfriend because I hate the word fiance. But yeah, I'm engaged.
Do you? A lot of people like it and like want to brag that way. They're like my fiance.
It just sounds like I'm like talking about like a vintage wine or something, like a fiance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
That's
I'm like
true.
swirling like a snifter. Like.
I actually like to call Vince Fiance.
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 Somebody did used to call me that, but maybe that was in New Brunswick. Oh, that was you?
It was me, yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I got that from a few people.
Are you ready, V?
That's
gonna be your new intro.
Yeah. Well, if you've never seen me do the dance,
please welcome to the stage. You started off doing comedy in New Brunswick. He's in Ontario for a while.
Yeah, I just back my way up onto the stage.
That's fucking phenomenal. How did you propose?
We were on vacation in Newfoundland, and we drove like all the way up to like, you know, sort of the northernmost point or whatever, like over by like where the Vikings landed, and I did it there.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So public, but not so public.
No, like what it was is we went to like there's a restaurant there because it's like a super touristy area.
Yeah,
Like the Vikings landed and stuff. So then we were in the restaurant and we had like lobster and stuff like that, and then I just walked her out to the end of this dock or whatever and
pushed her in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Just got it done.
You want the lifesaver? Take the fucking ring. You want the lifesaver?
Yeah.
It's freezing.
That's cute.
Yeah.
It's got a helmet with horns on. Like,
yeah.
Do you plan on having a big wedding, or do you not care?
We're like discussing all that kind of stuff right now. Like
Yeah.
actually, like next Saturday, we're gonna go like look at like the Citadel and like their whole like facility and stuff like that.
Ooh.
But if I had to guess, I would say like we're probably either gonna do something like small or like super small. 'Cause
Right.
We're also trying to like buy a house this year and stuff like that too. This is kind of boring conversation, but
no, but like it's better to do
like
that.
We're like I'm gonna be like married before like this year ends.
Ooh, very nice. Very nice married man.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I can't wait.
What about you, Martin? How did you propose? Because I love your wife, by the way. She's great.
she's the greatest.
She's fantastic.
We've been together since December 2003, so it was just always something that we were talking about.
Right, yeah,
so
yeah,
it was more
yeah.
just like set a date.
Yeah, yeah.
And like did that kind of thing. Like there wasn't like like a an official
proposal.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah. We got
Cool.
married like after our son was born too. So like yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we got married in Glace Bay, like where she's from. I'm from Sydney, mine's Cape Breton. Our parents got like gazebo in the backyard, and we did like the small small town backyard wedding.
Tale as old as
and then
time.
that reception at the parish hall, classic. Yes.
Yeah. It was definitely like the best like trip back to Cape Breton that we had since we moved to Halifax. Probably.
Oh, it
Was the
unreal,
wedding?
Well, there was a bunch of people down there that we knew. I got married. Well, I was married once before. I got married in New Brunswick.
Oh.
Or whatever. I didn't get married in Cape Breton the first time, but Marty did. Yeah, and it was just all our friends. It was a super fun time.
Felt like a reunion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weddings are like that, I feel.
Yeah.
It's like a chance to get together. And do you think people party the way that they used to, though? Because I feel like no. I feel like they don't.
Oh man, I'm like a dancing machine at like a wedding reception.
Yeah?
Like, I love it.
You go all out?
Yeah, like I like to rock.
Get the Smokey
for
Robinson going, man.
Yeah, just the old soul tunes and stuff like that. Country, like I can't dance to because I just find it
I
annoying.
think about like how fun small towns must have been before like pop country came along.
Yeah.
And it was okay in like, the late 80s, early 90s, like Alan Jackson, Dwight Yoakam, can't hate on them. When Travis Tritt came along, then all of a sudden it was Mark Chestnut and like duets and like and then all of a sudden like pop country.
It's like Faith Hill, like super like overwrought ballads, like where it's like Celine Dion. It's like country. There's like Celine Dion with a fiddle. Like
Yeah.
It's weird. Like country stars also have like the most like hateable music, most likable people.
Yeah.
Yes, true.
2 seconds into any Shania Twain song, and I am just like, fuck the world. But Shania Twain, I'm sure she's a lovely person.
Yeah.
If Shania Twain walked in right now, I'd be like, oh my God, how are you? Like,
I feel like I've heard bad things about her, but I don't know what it was.
I heard something like super cool about her though. Like, because what isn't the story that like she was married to Mutt Lange, like the hard rock producer, and he like banged the maid, so she just banged one of his buddies.
That's what
which
it
is
was.
fucking badass. Like,
That is what it was. Yes.
Deadly. Yeah, I like
that
her
is a
even
power
more now.
move.
Yeah.
It's a power move.
But I'm pretty sure, like, I imagine the guy from Maroon 5 is a nice guy, but if he walked in, I'd be like, puffing chest, fucking, like, like tall boy in each hand, like, get the fuck out of here. Like,
I feel like
in
he's
his face.
100% an asshole.
Yeah, he looks like a fucking...
Who's 100% an asshole?
Adam Levine from Maroon 5. Like, there's no way he's
I'm pissed that
a
I know
cool
his last
guy.
name now.
Yeah.
I just know the singer of Maroon 5. He probably kicked the shit out of me with his fucking six pack and stuff, but like, I don't know, if I could like smash the window and like jab him with glass, like, just like, that I could kill the singer of Maroon 5. I won't say his name, just psh.
Yeah.
All right, I got to be a bit contrarian and say they do that one song that they have.
Which one?
I don't believe in you anymore.
I don't believe I have a brother anymore.
I won't lie.
Whatever, like
songs.
That song's just good. Like you put that on at a wedding reception, I will not leave the dance floor.
Songs
I'll
about
stay up.
Jane. Songs about Jane. Their first album was
That's
a good
like sort
album.
of like the like late '90s like post alternative.
Yeah.
Type. I don't know any songs off.
I
that
like
one.
I like their
when
early
they got,
stuff.
like sort of Hall and Oatesy or whatever. Like
Yeah. They're
Before
not
they
that
sold
bad.
out, eh?
They're not that bad. They're not that bad. And I also don't think that
before they sold out.
They were on Vagrant Records back then. Like,
yeah, and
But that's one of those bands like that. Maroon 5 reminds me of a specific era in my life, and that's why I still have a little soft spot for them. Like, because I had just moved into my first apartment in Halifax. Maroon 5 was like all like they were huge at that time, and like so it brings back a weird nostalgia.
They are the shittiest of all the fives. Ben Folds 5, definitely better than Maroon 5.
He's like
better
MC5.
than
MC5.
Yeah,
who's
absolutely.
MC5?
They're like a hard rock band.
Okay.
Do you know the song "Kick Up the Jams"?
No.
Or you know that phrase?
Kick up the I know the phrase.
Yeah, it's MC5. Jackson 5. See, Maroon 5. Just
okay, is Jackson 5 better
with the five.
than Ben Folds?
Oh yeah, like I love Ben Folds, but like, come on, put on any Jackson 5, like in video,
Man.
and you're like,
do you know the Jackson
oh my
5
God,
song? Can you feel it? I heard that for the first time the other day. It's so deadly.
Shit.
Can you feel
it? I've never heard the song, but I can feel it. I know it's awesome.
All right,
it's Jackson 5.
When this is
someone
over,
was like,
I'll play
that,
you guys. Can you feel it?
When someone said like, oh, that Jackson 5 sound sucks, I'd be like, that's definitely not the truth. Like, I don't like him anymore.
Right. That's hilarious. What other 5s are there? Oh, 5 for fighting.
5 for fighting.
Well, they're named after a hockey reference, so that's interesting. But
I only know 2
any
for
of their
flinching.
songs. But that's like sort of a Ben Folds type deal. It's a dude and a piano, right? Like that's 5 for fighting. Like he's a piano player.
They've only had like one hit.
Yeah.
I like how they have alliteration and like the fight word in there. That's pretty rock and roll.
5 for
Maroon
Yeah.
5. Maroon.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what maroon is. Like, what's that word even mean?
It's a dark red.
It's like dark red, you know? It's
like a deep.
Because he's so sexy. God, I want someone to beat the shit out of him. If I could get like Channing Tatum to beat the fuck out of the singer of Maroon 5, that would be a fantastic like a halftime like show for a Super Bowl. Like no offense to J-Lo and Shakira, they were absolutely fantastic, but it was like all right everybody, there's gonna be a bunch of fireworks and Channing Tatum is gonna beat the
shit out of Adam Levine.
Like, Channing Tatum just rips his shirt off. You're fucking dead. Like that'd be beautiful. Oh my God, he just mercilessly just beats the shit out of him. He's just like, oh, my Telecaster. Like,
oh
yeah.
my
Maroon
God.
5 sound like they were like named from like a Capitol Records boardroom in Manhattan by like 8 like 50-year-old guys in suits. Like,
oh my God,
like what's like like we're looking for like sort of a candle boxy type. How about Maroon 5?
I'm always fascinated with how bands come up with their names. It's always fascinating to me.
Yeah,
because it's probably so very random that it's not actually that interesting. But like it's always
Do
cool
you
to
ever
think
ask
about.
someone that like if you meet someone who's in a band and then you say, hey, what's the name of your band? Are you ever impressed by the name? So many like band names are awful.
There's so many times that I say something and I'm like, that would be a good band name. Like, I call myself a backburner girl.
Backburner Girl?
And
That's a Bruce Springsteen album.
And I think Backburner Girls would be a bitchin' name
Girls?
for like a punk
Fuck yeah.
90s
yeah,
band.
That's good.
Like Vertic Assault
Yeah.
kind of y, but like Backburner Girls.
Yeah, like
It's
Kind of like Lawrence Arms or Alkaline Trio, Backburner Girl.
Backburner Girls.
Kind of sounds like that.
Yeah, it's like self-deprecating, but like defiant.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like the album cover has to have like a gas station sign by the desert.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
On
Backburner
fire.
Girls. Oh, burn that shit down.
Shit.
Yeah. Oh, we're writing hits tonight.
Oh, yeah. Backburner Girls, they're like, like sort of sitting in like, sort of like a foldable chair, like, at the dance. You know what I mean? Like dressed hip, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like there's like, like sort of jocks and princesses like paired off for the slow dance. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And they're just like, like fucking sitting back at the like, ripping a dart, like, and the teacher's coming over like
ripping a dart.
Yeah. Oh man, we got to take that money from the titty sauce and get into the studio. Start
And
making
make-
videos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah.
my-
Get back to rock and roll. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because titty sauce is all about rock and roll.
Yeah.
And also, let's bring back the art of the music video because I feel like it's dead these days.
the music. Yeah, when was the last time I saw a music video?
Like you don't really
that like is new.
You don't
when was the
really
last
see
time
them
I
a
listened to
lot.
a song that was new. Like
Yeah.
Liam Gallagher's got a video
2013.
for once, and which I think is like really cool about it, that they just like did it all in one shot.
Wait,
right
do you
on.
know what's
Oh,
sad
yeah.
is that you probably looked that up on YouTube, right?
Well, like I think like I just follow him on Twitter, obviously.
Oh,
huge
okay.
fan. But like we just like like the details video coming out Friday, and I'm just like, oh, they did it all in one fucking shot. That's fantastic.
That's
There's,
really
this,
cool.
Like this is like Manchester United football player who's like in this mansion, like just like drinking wine by himself, and like Liam's the butler. It's a fucking awesome video.
Yeah, really, that does sound kind of neat.
Do you guys have a favorite music video that you can remember? Like one that like stuck out to you?
Favorite music video?
Mm-hmm.
When I was in my 20s, my roommate or whatever, our mutual friend Dan had a DVD of all the Pet Shop Boys videos.
Ooh.
And that's
I stole that.
Oh, you have that? Oh, nice. In the 80s, like, was fun because the music video didn't have anything to do with the song. Like, it wasn't about like marketing the band. You know what I mean? Where it's like Theory of a Dead Man, like, you know, so we're gonna like dress them like truckers and they're gonna be on the highway playing guitar and it's gonna relate to. Where in the 80s they were like, let's dress the singer up like a vampire and he's in a castle and like he's trying to rescue a maiden from an evil vampire. Like, you know, it's all like
yeah, I
these
know.
weird, like little mini movies.
Yes.
One of my
fun.
favorite like 80s videos is controversial opinion, I don't really enjoy 70s Elton John. Daniel, Rocket Man.
Oh, really?
Like Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting is okay.
I'm such a pussy. I even love your song, even though it's like
your
one
song
of
is okay.
Yes,
like
yeah.
I'm not saying it's bad music. It's just not necessarily for me.
Yeah,
Right.
But
Not your
80s
fave.
Elton John, Philadelphia Freedom.
Yeah.
I'm still standing better than I ever did.
Yeah, that
Those
song's
tunes
deadly.
Fucking rule. And also, I love how Elton John is just like, you know, like I want to write a song about like, you know, like resilience and perseverance. It's gonna be called "I'm Still Standing Better Than I Ever Did."
Yeah.
And what's the video gonna be? It's gonna be about like, you know, me on the beach with a bunch of guys in speedos throwing balls around and stuff like that. And it's like, fuck yeah, Elton John.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
Is it
That's
possible?
a video, man.
Is it possible that your favorite 70s Elton John song is "Step Into Christmas"?
Oh yes, that is a fantastic song.
I've never heard
no matter
that
what
one.
season.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, you would know it if you heard it first.
Did you see the movie? The Elton John, like the remake?
No. Did they get to
good.
use his music or no?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought they didn't get to use his music.
They like re-recorded it, like they actually like did covers and stuff. of it.
Oh, okay. No,
And-
that sounds cool.
Yeah, he sang pretty good. So
Oh, right on. Why? Who played him? Would I know the actor?
I
It wasn't like Eddie Redmayne, was
no,
it?
some
That was
guy.
a good guess though.
I forget who it was, but I actually I saw it and I don't know a lot about Elton John, so I didn't judge the movie too hard. But I can get how people would if they really knew the.
I like how I guessed and then assured myself that my guess was a good guess, even though I was wrong. Like technically, I think it's up to you guys to decide
I
whether
think
it was
I
a
actually
good
had a
guess or
little
not.
epiphany about Elton John today.
What was your epiphany?
I think if you take Elton John and you take away his funky sunglasses, right, and you take away his stylish,
His-
flamboyant clothes,
Yes.
Yeah.
and you take away his flair on the piano,
It would turn out he
Right.
liked girls.
and and you take away his pop rock sensibility,
Yeah.
right? You know who you get?
Oh.
Phil Collins. You get a bald white guy with no talent.
That's
If
hilarious.
like Elton John minus the charisma and the amazingness that is Elton John. That's Phil Collins. You're no son of mine. You can't dance? Fucking right, I imagine you can't dance.
Who played him? This guy.
Taron Egerton. Never heard of him.
Yeah, this is who played him.
I gotta go Google
good for
him.
him.
Are there any pictures from the movie?
Oh, Timothy Oliphant is in it.
Oh shit! Oh yeah.
He's dope.
I didn't.
I just finished watching The Good
He's
Place or
dope.
whatever, and he was in the finale. So I was
Oh,
like, yeah,
was
way to
he?
go, buddy. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that
I just
part.
saw him in two because I watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood this week too.
Oh,
so
I
was
haven't
on,
seen that yet. I
Timothy
really gotta
Oliphant,
see that.
Overload. It was pretty good.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome. Yeah, this was him.
Oh yeah, that's I can see that.
It's not too bad, eh?
No, it's good.
Yeah, he did pretty good. I mean, I think collectively people liked this more than the Bohemian Rhapsody movie.
Was it a successful movie? I feel like it kind of came and went and barely
Rocketman?
entered my radar. Even though I like Elton John,
I feel like
think it's good.
I feel like it was mildly successful.
Yeah.
I don't think it won any awards or anything.
Which is
But I
weird
don't
because
know.
normally anything that's not superheroes or a reboot, I'm all over.
Yeah?
I'm going to the theater.
Oh, you don't like superhero movies?
No, not really.
Oh,
No. I'm not.
Ooh, I'm digging the bell for Vince. Thank you, Vince, for being different. God, so many men in my age demographic obsessed with superhero movies, love Disney movies, just fucking come on, people.
Yeah. So
it's just
it was kind of
not for
surprising
me.
to me that I never got out and saw this or whatever because normally I'll jump all over when it's not a cartoon or a Marvel,
Thank you.
DC, whatever.
Fuck
I don't hate
cartoons.
them. I do hate them, but if one's good, I'll acknowledge that it's good. The Christopher Nolan Batmans were good. First Iron Man was pretty good.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
I don't
and the
put them all in
first-
a bucket that's marked terrible.
I don't know. I just think it's so excessive now with all these superhero movies and come on.
It's just
I don't
enough
know.
already.
Well, I mean, and guys get so obsessed with them. I know
Yeah.
Andrew Vaughn's probably listening to this right now, feeling very hurt.
But it's a better turn. Sometimes I think about the '90s, and I'm just every movie was just A woman is kidnapped.
Yeah.
A woman is in the woods. A woman is in a car with a man. Demi Moore is gonna save the girl in the car. Jeff Bridges is gonna save the girl in the woods. I really hope Jeff Bridges catches that guy who wants to keep the girl in the woods. Like,
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman
Exactly.
is gonna.
Like Sandra Bullock goes to work at a law firm and stumbles into some guys shredding some documents. That's 97 movies in the 90s.
So true. I love Speed though.
Like Speed. Oh, I was going to clarify Speed, right? Not Speed 2, as if anyone even saw Speed 2.
The whole time I was watching Speed, I was just like, if that if the bus blows up before Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock eventually get together at the end of the movie, I will burn this fucking theater to the ground.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite older movies.
Yeah, I can
love
remember
that
being
shit.
a teenager and watching Speed and thinking it was so cool because at the beginning they have this discussion where they're like, "What do you do in this situation?" And
Right.
it's you shoot the hostage, and then later on they're in that situation. And as an adult, it's so predictable. But when I was in junior high, I was like, "Oh my god,
what's gonna happen?"
They had the talk, and now he's got to shoot her.
Oh my god, so great.
Yeah.
Such a classic.
I haven't seen Speed since I saw it in the theater in 1993.
Really?
Yeah.
But I think the end of Speed actually has a very sassy line. And
what is
oh my
it?
god. I saw this movie 23 years ago in the theater, and I'm pretty sure that when Keanu Reeves eventually saves the motherfucking day.
Yeah.
Right, all of a sudden, Sandra Bullock is just I'm wet Sandra Bullock now. I want to bang Keanu Reeves.
Hell yeah.
Right? So Keanu Reeves is just I don't want a relationship to be based on I'm the guy that saves you. And I'm pretty sure
sir, on a date.
I'm pretty sure Sandra goes okay, let's base it on sex then, and then they just start making out.
Yes!
Everyone in the movie just
It'll just have to be based on sex. Yeah.
Sassy Sandra. Oh,
Honestly, part of my
she wears,
sexual
a green
awakening.
T-shirt in that movie, and her titties do look they could go on Rushmore.
Those are Wildcat
for sure.
titties.
Yeah. Those are
Speed
Rushmore titties.
movie.
If I remember, we got to see a picture of Sandra Bullock from Speed. So see, it's a green tank top under that sweater.
Yeah.
And later on, it gets all sweaty and shit.
I forgot that
man, just flashback to 14-year-old Vincey.
I forgot that her hair was short in this.
Yeah, I forgot.
she looks
I definitely forgot
fantastic.
that too.
Oh yeah, she still looks fantastic. I think.
Oh, I just especially love that fucking 90s cut, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it's great. The bob.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've all had that haircut at one point. Well, not you guys, but
Is there any more haircuts named after dudes or just
Hey,
the bob?
I was in a band.
Is there
Fuck
Tony?
did you guys both have longer hair before? Long.
I only grew my hair really long once, and there's a picture of it in the most classic photo of me and Marty.
yeah.
I got the green leather jacket on or whatever.
Oh, I want to see that.
I got
Marty
that
had long
fucking
hair
jacket that's
multiple
actually a
times.
lady's jacket. And I remember people being go grab the collar and be like, it's actually a girl's jacket. And I'd be like, whatever, man.
It looks fucking cool, man. Jesus.
Yeah.
What were you guys like in high school? Were you popular?
Oh,
were
I
you
definitely
jocks?
was not popular, but I had a couple of different friend groups. But I wasn't a popular kid.
You were just kind of in the, but you weren't a nerd, were you?
No, not really. I hung out with a couple of kids, and then I also hung out with dudes from my neighborhood who failed a couple of grids.
Oh, I
you know
love
what
that.
I mean? And likes to smoke hash in the woods.
Yeah.
So I'd hang out with those guys sometimes, but then I had a couple of other friends that were sort of part of normal high school society or whatever.
In
So
my high
I had
school,
sort of a dual life.
Got you.
Yeah.
In my high school, we would have called those kids the druggies.
The druggies.
There was
I don't know.
druggies, and then there was such a gross name, but we used to call people the greasers.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Straight up,
greasers.
that's a 70s term.
They had leather jackets and smoked a lot of cigarettes.
Yeah.
You were a
that's
greaser.
what,
if
And
that's what-
whenever you come around the corner, you'd be like, there's the greasers.
Greasers.
Here come the greasers.
Yeah. It was West Side Story shit.
They're gonna
That's
sing.
That's how my mom explained high school. She would say in the 70s, just literally everybody had long hair.
Yeah.
Everybody had a supernatural look.
Right,
but there
right.
were certain people, and I'm positive my dad was one of them, who just just never got into the hippie shit. So I feel if you were a kid that never got into the hippie shit, you looked, like Travolta in Grease, you were
Right.
still rocking, a black jacket, white shirt,
Hair gel.
hated the hippies, that kind of thing. And
Well,
my
mentioning
mom would say they were called
our
greasers.
dad and Grease. I always think it's hilarious that our dad, was a hockey coach coal miner, like badass from Gannon Road, North Sydney. Can he dance like the cast of Grease? Oh, you better believe my dad can dance like the cast of Grease.
Yeah, the reason me and Marty...
That good old rock and roll, buddy.
Yeah. The reason me and Marty tear it up at a wedding reception is because we have our dad's genes in our body.
He's a good dancer.
Oh, yeah, big time.
He's a great dancer. Like we might have a couple of moves if we're like D and the right song comes on that's not too slow or not too fast, and like we're not like 2D that like we can't have some sort of move.
Yeah.
But like Dad doesn't have like an awesome strut. Like Dad's like dance moves like kind of like the genes change, so we would have like an awesome strut. But like dance moves, maybe if they're feeling good with a couple of drinks, that like with their friends and stuff like that. But like just kind of like transposed, if you will, into the strut that we have. That's undeniable.
Wow.
How old were you the first time you saw Grease? Like what age?
Oh my God, when would that have been? Fuck. I mean, probably
last weekend we did a live read, right?
It was probably grade like 5 or 6.
Yeah, see, I saw it around the same age, and I thought it was so weird because like all the guys like they got like switchblade knives and leather jackets, and all that, and I'm like, oh, so it's this movie about like these badass guys, and then like they're on the bleachers like, tell me more, tell me more. I'm like, I was so confused. Like, I didn't get. I was like, so wait, like they're pussies now? Like I don't understand.
Yeah,
what's
I remember.
happening.
I think that my elementary did a play, or at one point there was talk of doing a play, and I remember thinking to myself, I'm not a Sandy, but I think I might be a Marty Maraschino, who's like, she's one of the pink ladies, and she's the one who's like, my name is Marty Maraschino, as in cherry, and it was just such a
So that's like the pink
you felt bad because you weren't a Sandy, but the blonde gentleman who's like the enemy of John Travolta's character, and he's blonde, and he has like he's ugly, and he's like a greasy hair guy.
Yes.
What's his name in the movie?
What's his fucking?
Why do you think I don't like that movie? The loser greaser's name is Marty.
Is that the Tim Conway character?
Is he also?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Are you sure that
yes,
there's?
his name is Marty.
So there's a female and
I'm
a male
sure you're
Marty?
not destined to OD on pills 6 months after being on Dr. Drew rehab show.
I don't know if I believe you, Martin. I need to look it up.
What, you must like at least liked him in Taxi, right, Marty?
Oh my God, I didn't even realize. Like, no.
Remember, he's the guy who wants to be an actor on Taxi.
Yeah.
What?
I love him, but
Rizzo.
Jeff Conway.
Oh, fucking stop it.
It's Jeff Conway is the guy's real name.
I don't want to hear that.
I think you're thinking of a different guy. I'm thinking of like the race under the bridge.
You're not thinking
Marty.
of Kinnicky?
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
What's Kinnicky's real name? Is it Marty Kinnicky? Well, not real name.
Jeff Conaway.
No, I know his real name.
Yeah, is he Marty
Is it
Kinnicky?
Marty Kinnicky?
Oh, I don't
or do they
know.
just call him Kinnicky through the whole thing?
I think it's just Kaneki.
Oh, God, this is a bad rabbit hole we're down here.
Yeah.
Everybody's just like, Danny, Sonny, Rizzo.
I didn't think that there was a Martin or Marty. Oh, fuck off. Autoplay.
I think I'm wrong, but I'm happy that I just have hatred. Can I have some more whiskey?
Fuck yeah, man.
I'm just happy that I have hatred.
Yes.
There's Marty, yes.
Nobody knows of the Martin Edwards
Here, I'll just
hatred.
give you a-
I have a lot of hatred.
This was Marty Maraschino. Ooh, she got old. Well, that makes sense because of time and stuff.
Oh, she
How
rules.
dare you? She's beautiful at any age.
It's crazy. Marty Maraschino. That was who I wanted to be in the play.
Yeah.
But I don't think happened. She was this one
she's
here.
hot. I love her.
Yeah. She was a good one.
Sandy stinks. You know what I mean? Nobody wants Sandy.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, God.
She felt she had to change for a guy.
I bet she has the best report card, man.
Yeah.
We're breaking.
See, Jeff Conaway had it right.
Yeah.
Like he was like, Rizzo puts out.
Yeah.
Like, Sandy is pretty, but Rizzo will jerk you off in the back of the 57 Chevy
It's true.
before she realizes what your last name is.
And I also want the creepiness of banging a girl named Marty. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah.
God.
Remember Passions of the 90s? There was a chick named Marty on that, too.
Oh my God. Passions.
Look at you.
Passions.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So
Roll your eyes in the back of your head.
That is another rabbit hole we're going to have to go down now.
Yeah.
I used to be obsessed with Passions.
Oh, my God.
And the fucking little love triangle between, who was it? What were their names? There's Sheridan Crane, Mackenzie. What was her fucking name?
The character names are over here.
Oh, Teresa.
Teresa Lopez Fitzgerald. That's like a wordy name for like a character name, you know? Like
she was this bitch.
what the fuck is this rando
Nazi?
picture? She's just like in a pirate shirt
my God.
next to a guy dressed as Hitler.
Speaking of Hitler,
we gotta put this in the stream somehow.
there's a gentleman who comes to the cafe that I work at.
It's like, Tiffany is dating Hitler. Will she or won't she? Tune in next week to see if she'll bang Hitler.
Oh my God.
He's like, hey baby, I got an underground compound.
Oh my
we can
God.
bang and then commit suicide because we all know the war is over.
That's the funniest thing ever.
The Allies are approaching. If you're about to put out, you better put out now.
Oh, I gotta say this before I get. There's a gentleman who comes to my cafe, and I've been working there for like maybe a year and a half now, and he's at like the early 50s age where he's just like going gray. But like I think he's just at an age. I'm not saying he's a feeble old man. He's just super like cool, nice older dude. But just as you're like 50, like probably it's gonna happen to me in 20 years. You're just going gray, and you just you've been going a little bit gray for a long time. So if it comes in fast, you just don't even realize that the gray is coming in fast. So he used to have a brown mustache, but now that he's going gray, the brown is going in.
Oh my God.
So like nature is Hitlering his mustache.
What? Yes.
Wow.
So I'm just like, oh, like when is like his wife gonna go? And just
Can
like,
you-
hey, so like you save the mustache? Oh, but like lots of kids have the mustache. The fellow who works down at the cafe has a mustache. Like, oh, they all
Holy
got the big
shit.
mustaches now. Like, it's just like when I was growing up. Well, what about
A
like,
lifetime
just-
of hating Israel is finally catching up to him.
What if it was just like about 10 years before you were born, honey? What are you talking about? Well, let's get the history book out. Like, oh, I love Chaplin. No.
I
he
was
ruined
born
it.
in Avia in Argentina.
Oh my God, I just popped my headphones off. and
God,
it's like a whole
I was
new
just
world.
doing like something on that a while ago. Just like like grandkids who realize research their family, and they're just like, oh, like my parents escaped the Holocaust. Yeah, didn't they? Oh no, wait, fuck! Like they do a little research on their grandparents and.
Okay, speaking of which,
oh my God, that would be heartbreaking.
You
To
guys-
thought that you were oppressed.
Sarah's just Googling Schindler's
No, you
List.
guys-
Like, let's find our grandparents.
you guys are gonna be a little shocked. So speaking of family history, have you ever looked up like your last name, like the crest of your last name?
I don't think our family has.
So
a
mine
crest.
is-
my family crest is just digging a hole.
Yeah.
So mine is really bad.
Oh, okay.
It's shockingly bad.
Oh, I remember you showed me that one time. And I didn't even like notice what it was. I was like,
Okay.
I was on MDMA. I was like,
We're gonna pull it up.
Oh my God, there's a black guy's head on a spike.
That's my family crest.
Jesus. Oh my God.
maybe they just didn't like coal miners.
General
You never know.
McClellan of the Boer
You
War.
never know.
Isn't
Art
that
was
shocking?
different back then.
Look, and like it's all bad. Like the
Oh
different
my
versions
God.
of it are all bad.
Oh my God. The butcher of the Serengeti, Jeff McClellan.
But all the McClellans I grew up with were people like, I volunteer at my church. I'm a Cub Scout leader and stuff. Like they changed their ways.
Oh my
They
God.
changed their ways.
We did. We're
They're
good
working
people.
on it.
We're good people.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's like your grandfather is like Colonel Kurtz from Apocalypse Now. Well, no, I guess he liked the natives.
This one's
Like,
different.
He liked the
This one's a
Vietnamese.
little more.
Oh.
This one looks like Jesus.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all right. But he looks like a Greco-Roman wrestler.
Yeah.
Or
But
like
isn't that fucked up?
That was like, now you're killing CrossFit Jesus there?
Yeah. He looks like he's like doing
Also, I heard that there was a
It
McClellan
sucks
castle.
now guys with like long hair and a beard don't look like Jesus anymore. I'm just like, that guy looks like a fucking douchebag.
This is the McClellan Castle in Scotland.
Oh, no way.
But it's not that nice. I'll
Not
be
that
honest.
nice. It's a fucking castle.
I know, but still, like
this
it's
castle's not good enough for me. So we got the fuck out of the old country. Hello, Antigonish. Burger Town, baby.
That's not Downton Abbey.
Burger Town, baby.
Oh man, your new crest is gonna be just like putting some sauce on some titties, and no one's gonna hate on that. You know what I mean? Just like people can change. You know?
my God.
I think this is a very woke podcast. Everybody.
That's true.
This has been so woke.
Yeah.
I feel like there was a
absolutely.
point I wanted to go back to the bus. We started at the bus. Let's end it at the bus.
Like there must be more to the family crest though. Like
Well,
what could I mean. I'm not even a McClellan, and I want to know. Like, I feel like we have to like go to an archive
Wikipedia?
and just find out why is a black guy's head on a spike in the McClellan family crest? And why
Yeah,
has this never
why
been
isn't it like
addressed?
why isn't it like a blonde British guy?
Douglas had. Yeah, I don't know. Probably have to do a lot of reading to get to the bottom of it.
Can I ask you a quick question about Antigonish?
Yes, ask me a question about it.
Quick question about Antigonish. Talking about like history. Because like it was the British who started all like the mines in Cape Breton, and then by 1910 they just like made it all privatized for the government, right? And then they all just went fucking back to Britain. Like when I go on Facebook pages about old timey Cape Breton and old Sydney mines and the old North Side and stuff, I'm just like, okay, I knew my town used to be a little bit better, but it was a lot fucking better.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Oh my god, it's the British just fucking came with all all their money, set up a bunch of shit, and then when it wasn't profitable for them, they just fucked off again. Everyone I know from Cape Breton.
It's a good thing that doesn't happen anymore.
Just hey, where's your family from? My family's from Scotland, Ireland, Wales, Wales and France. Just nobody ever fucking says Britain. Just the British just fucked off from Cape Breton, and just nobody I know. Do you know anybody who said oh, my grandmother was from Cornwall? Nobody fucking says that.
Yeah,
nobody. Is there anybody Antigonish just
I don't think.
oh,
that's a good thing though.
We were British.
Being someone who's your great grandparents were born here on the new continent. You're I'm 100% Scottish. Fuck off.
Yeah.
You know, fucking, you don't need to order 23andMe. Find out you're 35% Italian and fucking buy a tracksuit. Fuck off.
Yeah, it's I'm never gonna do that. Just
It's you're
oh
from
my
here.
god, I'm 11% Finnish with my complexion. Who would have thought?
Yeah, no wonder I love salt fish. Fuck off.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna search for.
I don't want to.
I'm gonna search for black in this Wikipedia and see.
All right.
Or crest.
I want to make my own website, right, where I pay.
I feel if Black doesn't pull up any results, we should just stop and stop looking for other keywords to get to the part of the article.
Black Moro. Traditional story of the crest. What's black? Oh, here we go.
All right, it's the name. Oh. The outlaw is described as a gypsy. All right, we're going down a good road here.
What does it say? I'm so freaking blind too.
It's a bandit. Yeah, it just says the bandit's severed head. But yeah, it is a bit racist that the bandit is black. But I guess the whole thing is maybe, I mean, yeah, because there just definitely wasn't any. I don't know.
Isn't that fucked though?
This is definitely. This is a whole podcast. This is
I know.
whole
I was shocked when I
podcast.
saw that. Our tartan's really nice though.
What you want to get, you know what I mean, to sort of redeem your family heritage
is to date a black guy.
No. Well, that's definitely something that is completely. What I was gonna say is get somebody on to explain it like a historian, but they have to have a bouncy History Channel Scottish accent. It's well, back in the day, you know what I mean. And no matter how racist his explanation is, it's gonna sound like beepity boppity boopity bop, and and that'll
no, but
sort of skim
I think they gotta kind of have that
take
sort
the
of
edge off it.
like a Ewan McGregor kind of
yes.
If you're speaking more sort of with a little bit of sadness and a sense of loss about the past. If you say it more if you say it more like that, if you're doing it too bouncy, you can't talk about just so we killed everybody who didn't look like us. If it's like that, it's just you gotta have Ewan McGregor with this sort of a little bit of a apologetic kind of tone to the voice.
I feel in
More
the logo,
sympathetic.
if you translate the Celtic script across below the black guy with his head on a spike, when you translate the Celtic, it will say, "We killed everybody who doesn't look like us." McClellan.
Well, do you guys know what yours is? Do you know anything?
Well, here's the thing though. Our last name is Hoben, and there's our family in Cape Breton, and we have some other family members in Yarmouth. I once met a Hoben who I wasn't related to, and that was in Fredericton. I lived in New Brunswick for 10 years, and my best friend that I made there, his mom's best friend's last name was Hoben, and we are not related.
Was it H-O-B-E-N though?
Yes.
Is it Ian or Ann?
It's Ian, and hers was Ian as well.
So the things
and that's the only person I met that I wasn't related to who had our last name.
There's people I've researched on our family tree, and they spell it with an A.
Oh, look at this
as well. Right?
Oh man, she found our crest, and it's actually two black guys' heads on a spike. That's not true. It's like an Armenian. It's like
it's actually
like a
really
soldier.
pretty. It's
Yeah.
really, really nice. So that's the thing. A lot of people have really pretty like crests. Like, look at that. Look at that. Like, and mine is just so terrible. It's so bad.
That's a rough one.
I have to think like about like our family. I'm just like, okay, if Dad was a coal miner and his dad was a coal miner, and I think like his granddad is like like a miner in Newfoundland, where our was our ancestry just laborers since the dawn of time.
Well, no, but that's all right. See, the thing is if you trace your roots like all the way back to like cavemen and stuff, like most people. Just got a boulder in the back of the head and then they were dead. You know what I mean? The fact that you even exist today is a credit to your ancestry. True. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah.
Like making it through like the most brutal, times where like people it's like if you sort of like got a cut on your ankle and it got affected, you died.
Yeah.
And if that happened when you were 14, that's it. Bam, end of family.
Like the reason I'm in Halifax right now is because like from 96 to 2001 in Halifax or like in City Mines, I was like, I don't want to get a boulder in the back of the
That's
head.
the thing. It's like the bar, like no matter how low you set the bar, it's still a high bar.
It is.
So like just being here
Yeah.
is like an accomplishment for your family name.
I actually really like
that's
that.
why
Makes
we
me
have
feel
to keep our Irish.
honestly, Vince. That makes me feel better about not giving my parents grandchildren.
Yeah. Well, your family just like stepped.
But you know
on
what I
other
think we
people
can
to-
give the world? We can all give our parents grandchildren. Like we can all change like our tartan or our family crest. But we can give the world
titty sauce.
Titty sauce! I feel like that.
I thought like I was gonna derail Meredith's point by saying titty sauce, and you just said titty sauce.
That's how we have to go full circle. We have to end it with titty sauce. We started with titty sauce.
You took the titty sauce out of my mouth. It must have been when you were sucking my titties.
There should be a special kind for breastfeeding mothers.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Like a milk version.
What?
A milk version.
Like Nestle titty sauce? Like
Do you know where I'm going with this?
Okay,
like maybe something to help baby's
the
latch.
kids, like, not really getting onto it, just like put like a little bit of like a honey, like a titty sauce on it.
It's like a latch thing. Like it's like a latch helper.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my god, this is like this appeals to everyone of every
titties for
generation.
tots, like titty.
I really want to make a PowerPoint now.
Yeah.
I really want to like.
It's made by what's like the baby food company,
yeah.
What are they called?
Gerber's?
Gerber's, yeah, like
Gerber's?
Gerber's titty sauce, yeah.
Some baby food.
I feel like like cultures could have done a lot better.
Oh, for
if,
fuck's sakes!
Like when the Romans came to what was it, Albion, or like or like when people crossing the Mediterranean and stuff like that, they were all like swords and stuff like that. Like what if they just brought some titty sauce?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
True.
If we could go back in time and bring people titty sauce, I'm pretty sure we would have like a world of peace and harmony, and just like Bernie Sanders would be like the president for the last 50 years. He'd be like, yeah, I'm the Ayatollah of the fucking United States, and everybody loves it. Like,
all right, well, Marty, as the inventor of titty sauce, right? I know it's still like in the development stages. Like, what do you picture as being like the viscosity? Like, are we talking like a toothpaste, water, somewhere?
It has to be enough to stick on.
Why are you saying toothpaste and water? I'm saying like a nice red pepper jelly.
Like a nice red pepper.
Yeah, it has to stay on. It can't pour down.
But there's also got to be like, of course, just like there's gonna be like different like titty sauces that are like chocolate fondue, chocolate mousse, chocolate syrup,
like a little titty sauce reduction.
Yes, absolutely. The saucier, the titty sauce, right? But it's also got to be like just like the chocolate fondue has got to have like this titty sauce comes from like this is a combination of like chefs from Switzerland and Belgium and Denmark and stuff like that, right? Yeah. And they all get together and they put on like their hats, right? And they're just like they're making this titty sauce. It's like this is not perfect titty sauce. And then they're just like, well, why do we not have female chefs? And then they're getting together and they're exploring different ideas, right? And what do you call them? Like a female chef is just like, I'll whip my titties out, you know what I mean? And it's just like peace and harmony.
Yeah.
After that.
Oh my
People are
god.
like it's like Iron Chef International. It's like, no, this is not a competition. This is a team effort.
Yes, simple as that. Simple as that. Yeah. There's no titties in team. You know?
Yeah.
There's.
That made absolutely no fucking sense.
No, it didn't.
It makes perfect sense.
I'm like, there's There's a T in team and a T in titties. Fuck.
Oh, man.
That's.
I feel like we should end the podcast off with that ELO song, "All Over the World," because titty sauce is gonna be all over the world.
We're going international, baby.
Yeah.
Even though we originally said we would be a bricks and mortar local brand.
Yeah.
But you can't be both,
bricks
Martin.
and titty sauce. Right? Yeah. I like bread and butter. I like titty sauce.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I want to make a PowerPoint.
That sounds like a
presentation.
deadly 80s commercial. You know what I mean? It's slowly pans into the kitchen and a lady's chopping lettuce. It's I like bread and butter.
I like titty sauce.
sauce.
Oh, that's when the greasers come around the corner. Because that's what mama feeds me. Yeah.
It's good stuff. Handing all the kids their lunch on their way out the door.
Oh, it's got to be a thing when the parents are taking the kids around for Halloween. The kids will get a can of pop and a bag of cheesies, and the adults here's a little vial of titty sauce. Yeah.
You can sell them at sex stores too.
Oh,
the chocolate,
Yeah, but
I think Marty's looking to bring the sex store into the pharmacy. You know what I mean? It's sure it's to be smeared all over titties.
Yeah.
But it still can sit next to general the neocitrin. The
cold
neocitrin,
medication,
the titty sauce.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The what'd you say? Gerbers.
Gerbers.
It's there.
Oh my
sex isn't shameful.
There's gotta be guys who are making cock sauce, and people are just this cock sauce is so bro. They're just stealing from actually all the proceeds from cock sauce go to breast cancer. They're just I am so sorry.
Yeah, exactly. It's you go on Twitter and put in hashtag titty sauce, and it's just all this toxic masculinity. There should be cock sauce.
Hey, come on, just 90 seconds. You can make
just
cock sauce
oh God,
anytime.
why do I even
fuck.
have a Twitter account when not even titty sauce can?
Jesus
Christ. This isn't supposed to be decisive. Decisive.
Okay, I was supposed to make notes with this Sharpie as the podcast was going.
What?
But I didn't make any notes.
I don't even take notes.
I was going to talk about drinking. I think we covered drinking. We talked about brothers.
Prepared with fucking subjects.
Well, Marty showed up to host the podcast.
Very last thing. Titty sauce is
take over my city.
Oh, I want to take over the city.
You want to take over the city?
I think it would be a great idea if we take the government offices, right? And we put the library and the government offices, those historical buildings that are more library-like, and then we put the government in the library with all the fucking windows so we can see what those cocksuckers are doing.
Ooh.
Nice. I like that.
Political. You don't think I get political. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Town council meetings should have to be in the Grand Parade.
Yes.
Well, they're kind of there, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're in the building near there.
They should be fucking
but it should
playing
be,
cards and throwing dominoes and shit.
Can't you view the town halls live? Is that a thing? Do they video them?
No, I don't think.
Boring.
You want it to be a rock concert in Grand Parade?
Yeah. They're just sitting there
going on in there.
Oh
Get
my
Joel
God,
Plaskett to open it up.
Yeah. Wade Mason's eating a banana with a knife.
Oh my God. Wasn't there a story about Joel Plaskett messaging you or something?
There was.
Oh
Who
yeah.
was it?
It
was Joel Plaskett, wasn't it?
It was a weird thing. It was in the summer. It was weird because I was feeling incredible because Melissa hurt her foot or something like that. And,
that's really cruel that you would feel so good when your wife is hurting.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah. Just you're sore today. I'm gonna go get a 2-4. But she was because she usually likes to do the 5K with my son who's 10, who's has a ridiculous amount of energy, and likes to do the run, the Blue Nose run for charity or I feel horrible that I can't remember. I used to have a bit about this and I can't fucking remember it.
It's if we raise enough money, we can change the McClellan crest. Something.
Start a campaign.
But they never
hit the target. A few days notice, it was just can you run the 5K with Nolan and instead of me? And I'm yeah, of course. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna go I don't have the proper shoes or something. I'm just gonna go but in my head I'm gonna be oh fuck, and I was oh man, I'm gonna embarrass myself in front of my son and my wife and be all out of breath. I never work out. Working out for me is just I missed the bus. Fuck.
Yeah.
I'll walk home. Oh, I walked home today. I'm
Yeah.
right.
Or you're running for the bus.
Yeah. But I did like the 5K, and I was just like, I had these tiny fucking shoes that are worn down to fucking slippers. I still fucking have them, and I'm fucking like running. And I ran 5K, and I was just like, man, if you just take a lot of deep breaths and control your breathing, your body can excel.
Yep.
I'm like, oh man, this is
feels good.
I did 5K, like not that 5K is huge.
No, but 5K is good.
No, man, that's normal. That's like an acceptable
level of exercise. I got a fucking message from Plaskett, and it was just, hey, how are you? And I was like, what the fuck? And I was just like, I love Joel Plaskett. I'm a huge Joel Plaskett fan. I love Thrush Hermit. Huge Plaskett fan. I was like, oh my God, like, is he gonna like ask me to do like 5 minutes to open up a festival or something? Like, am I gonna host like a fucking show in Liverpool?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, oh my God, am I gonna be on like the waterfront going like, yeah, keep it going for Joel Plaskett, everybody. All right, just like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna get a check for $725 and like,
hey everybody, dicks.
Can I go nowhere with you?
Can I buy some titty sauce with you? Hey, good looking. How about some titty sauce? You know those titties look better with some titty sauce on them.
Come on, teacher. Take this titty sauce. You'll be so proud of me.
Holy shit.
Behind the beads, buying the titty sauce.
Oh, I'm so glad I brought Joel Plaskett up. There's so much crossover potential now. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But,
so he just wrote, hi, how are you?
How's it going? I was just like, great, how are you?
Okay, so was this from his...
I'll find this.
Was this from his official social media account?
Yes, but then there was an announcement like the next day that just like, oh, Joel's too busy and he's not going to be doing the social media anymore. And I was just like, what the fuck? Joel Plaskett connected. Shit, like, okay.
Oh, it's not showing up.
Yeah, oh, it's not showing up. So yeah, I just put great, you, cool. I'm a huge fan. I think he said like, got
hacked.
Yeah.
He got hacked, yeah.
Yeah.
That's so heartbreaking.
But I was just like, if it was hacked, I feel like it was somebody be like, hey, do you want to buy my box set for $20?
Yeah, yeah.
That would be the hack. I got someone who hacks the account doesn't go, hey, how are you on a Saturday after the Blue Nose Marathon?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
you got spammed by Joel Plaskett. Like he's running like an acoustic folk pyramid scheme. Like, can I interest you in some high quality, low cost maritime acoustic folk?
You know what? You know what's the most pathetic thing about it? The most pathetic thing about it is that
I got the gig.
Yeah. Give us some of that whiskey.
What was the most pathetic thing?
The most pathetic thing that was just like, man, like I've done like 3 shows at New Scotland now, and like the bartenders at New Scotland seem to really like my comedy.
Are they connected to
like,
Joel?
Well, he has New Scotland
or
Records.
something.
Oh, right,
I'm
okay.
pretty sure like it has something to do with him, but I was just like, man, like, did the bartenders at New Scotland be like, Martin Edwards' comedy is pretty cool. We better get this up to the main man on top of this, Joel Plaskett. So I was just like, oh man, that they hooked me up. Oh man, oh shit, like that was like 2 months ago. I got to go there and get hammered as soon as possible. But on a side note, I love New Scotland, and I would love to get hammered there as soon as possible. Comedy show or no comedy show. I will get hammered there. I'll also get hammered at the Lion's Head. I'll also get hammered at Good Robot.
Sad Girl Studios.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Tug Talk Studios. I like to get hammered. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so fucking funny. Come on, teacher. Oh my God.
Oh, come on, my tits, teacher.
I cackle laughed. That was amazing. I think we gotta close her out, guys, though, because I get complaints that my episodes are too long, so I gotta keep it tight from now on.
I'm sure there's some editable parts, you know.
No,
I think we had fun, and I think we made some progress here.
This was all great. This was all so
great. Do the final thought. You gotta put on like
final
a
thought. Yeah. No, not really. Like, there's no real final. I mean, other than like, where can people find you if they want to like come see a show of you guys?
Oh man! All right, Marty, you go first.
Well, I'll be in Shoppers Drug Mart behind the beads. And when I'm not there, you can find me at Gus's Pub every Monday night. We have fantastic headliners every week. We have like lots of new comedians. Lots of new comedians are fucking killing it, and they like to bring friends to the comedy shows,
which is great.
I love new comedians.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to plug all the shows. I love the Oasis. I love the Fickle Frog. I love Barely's. I love.
You love it all.
Sniggly Wigglies. Yeah, go to all the cool
Come
shows.
to Mega Comedy Mondays, though, because you'll for sure see Martin there. Unless he's sick or, like, doing something better.
Puking.
Yeah.
Vince, what about you? You're around too. You do a lot of mics.
I'm doing Gus's on Monday, closing out Gus's 2 Mondays after that.
Bitchin'.
Anybody listening in St. John's, Chuckles Comedy Club, February 28, 29, doing Yucks, March 12th to 14th.
Oh, that's a good
Basement.
one.
The one and only
whatever,
Vincent Alexander is making his debut at Hell's Basement in Moncton.
Oh, yeah, Hell's
March
Basement
7th.
in Moncton, yeah.
Ooh, March 7th. That'll be a good
Do you
one
know
to plug.
do you know who's closing out that show? The one and only Big Cat, the motherfucker Andrew Vaughn.
Yeah.
Shit,
Yeah.
that'll be
Yes.
a really good show.
Yeah.
Moncton listeners, go see that.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Oh my god! And can people follow you guys on are you guys social media guys or no?
You know what?
do you not
I only do Twitter. I
Yeah?
post to Facebook a tiny bit.
That's fine.
I have
though.
like 7 Instagram posts, which means I'm living my best life. Like, just having like hardly any Instagram posts. That's when you know someone is enjoying actual life.
Yes.
So I guess that's pretty good.
Yes.
But if you want to just hear me like scream cunt in a closet, follow me on Twitter. That's where I post everything because I don't really swear on Facebook and stuff. It's just like, hey,
Twitter is
here's
the
me
more-
having lunch or whatever. So
It's the more
I post
uncensored, yeah.
actual jokes to Twitter, and it's at Vince is Funny on Twitter. And I could use a couple followers. I only have about 150, and I really only post jokes. I don't fight about Bernie Sanders or anything like
Good.
that. My Twitter, I would say, is quality. You follow me, you're only getting about 3 tweets a month that are quality jokes.
It's quality over quantity. You're on
right.
Twitter too.
Yes.
You and I
love
like
Twitter.
the same tweets all the time.
Marty's more quantity.
I've noticed. I noticed that.
Equal quality, more quantity.
I like how when you went equal.
You
were
do tweet
I'll
more.
say equal, but not very much.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
you
I
tweet quite a
stopped
bit.
myself from shitting on Marty at the last minute because we're just all so positive, and then
yeah.
it's like, what am I going to end this thing by just burning Marty after we've all had so
How
much
could
fun
you
for 2
trash talk
hours?
me after I mooch
I
your
know.
whiskey all night? How could you do that? How could you do that to me, man?
People shit on Twitter, but I think it's fun. So
Oh yeah,
I say fucking use it.
They're when Twitter's not fun, you know what you do? You you mute the people that you don't even follow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the
They're
best.
annoying as fuck.
That is the best.
I fucking can I tell you
Yes.
a very quick
Yes.
Twitter's story that is it's gonna be warm the hearts of all the listeners all over the world.
Ooh, what was
right?
it?
They're gonna be sucking on titties and all that kind of stuff, right? So I'm pissed at Twitter because around Christmas time it was just man just because you like and because you follow, and it's showing me all the tweets of all the people it's not that I don't like those comedians. It's just it's just not for me.
It's showing you things you're not.
It's not really
yeah.
I don't want to have 2,000 things that I follow that just make me more even distracted from writing jokes every fucking day.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm just scrolling through Twitter, and I think I follow Primal Scream, Oasis, Stone Roses, Ian Brown, all that kind of stuff, right? So I'm just why the fuck do I keep seeing this guy? Who the fuck is Harry Styles? And I'm just okay. And then I'm just home, and my wife and kid are not home, so I'm just on my phone doing random shit. And I'm just fine then Twitter. I'll listen to the fucking guy from One Direction. I put a song on. I'm just boy bands are so much better than the 90s. Oh my god! It's this is fantastic. Yeah, I'll listen to Fine Lines too. Oh my god!
He's not bad,
I think I heard that song the other day.
Video for Adore You. I'm just
It's just-
I come from this island that has a bunch of
yeah.
fishing communities. I'm just so Harry Styles is just my buddy from Cape Breton. Nice.
I think I heard that song. It's just a nice easy groove, right?
Yeah,
With,
it's
a
unreal.
melody
He's not
and
bad. He's
stuff.
pretty
It's
good.
just it's kind of like early Justin Timberlake. It's just kind of
Way
a groove.
better than
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Way
yeah,
better
I know,
than
but
that.
you were it's acceptable or whatever.
Oh
Oh, it's
my God.
fantastic. It's
Oh,
way
yeah.
better.
I mean, One Direction's great.
I found so many of those pop stars go oh, you left the boy band, it's time to rip off Michael Jackson's off the wall big time. Well,
Yeah.
Harry is just hey, I think I actually want to stand a little bit like this in Spiral Carpets and Stone Roses. I'm just
Yeah.
yes, fucking bring it. Yes.
Oh,
Nice.
so Martin Edwards is a Harry Styles fan.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, fucking rock star.
I love
Why do you think I
that.
was talking about those rings earlier? You know what I mean?
The rings.
Yeah,
Why is that a thing?
yeah.
Or-
Bond's got them too.
Ah!
Oh yeah, he does.
Rings?
Yeah, he has big, thick, big chunky rings.
Wow.
Like they look like
bold.
I think he googled wrestling ring or something,
Oh, okay.
and
That sounds like him. Yeah.
lots of Amazon purchases. That
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
He likes to purchase stuff on Amazon, which I get because I do too.
Well, yeah,
It's dangerous.
I do kind of wish that I purchased a bit more stuff on Amazon.
Do you go down the holes though?
constantly being oh, I should buy this book or I want to read this, and then I just never
I
shell
know.
out the $12, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because then you go to Gus's on Monday and it's $14.50 to have 2 Keiths.
Right,
You know?
right,
And it's
right,
just
right.
I go to bought that book I've been wanting to have.
I know.
It's so silly.
Do you have Prime?
I did for a little bit or whatever, but
Yeah.
I got away from it or whatever.
I find that that's great because you can get things so quick.
Yeah.
The 2-day shipping, so awesome.
Yeah. Prime is like the best. Like I feel like they definitely like regret it. Like,
Yeah,
there was
you
one
think?
year, like me and my dad got Prime, and then we just went balls to the wall and just like ordered like 3 things a month like the entire year, and then it ran out, and we like never renewed it and just stopped buying stuff. It was so
It's
stupid.
dangerous.
Such a stupid thing to do.
Well, guys, thank you both so much for coming on.
All right.
Thanks for having us.
This was fucking amazing.
Yes, this was
Holy
fun.
shit, my stomach hurts.
Good times.
Yeah, that was so much fun. And to end the episode, you both have to ring the bell. So I'm
All
gonna
right.
hold it here.
Post episode, we're gonna brew up some titty sauce in the sink.
Oh no, you gotta do it together. Bring it in. Bring in your hands.
Bang-a-lang.
There you go. Woo! Okay.